out here for St. Patrick's Day. All right, we got fight night in Montreal. St. Patrick's Day in Montreal? Can't wait to hear the sound, and we'll hand things off to Ryan Johnson and Bob Beers. I'm Joe Murray. Bruins, Montreal next here on the Sports Hub.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston 98.5, the Sports Hub. An Easily Media Group station.
This is Boston Bruins hockey. Boston Bruins hockey is brought to you by your local New England Honda dealers, Shaw's and Star Market, Safety Insurance, Town Fair Tire, Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train, Ticketmaster, your New England Ford dealers, Blue Sky Restoration Contractors, TD Bank, Service Credit Union, and by Catches Law.
2 seconds, 1 second, it's over. The Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
And by Dairy Queen, Peerless Boilers, your New England Chevy dealers, Timber Tech Decking and Railing, Charles D. Sheehy, Mass Mutual, Avidia Bank, Wendy's, Live Nation, the Peterson School, Tito's Handmade Vodka, Big Y, Nicely Done, and by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
After 39 long years, the Cup is back home. The Bruins are 2011 Stanley Cup champions.
Now, here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
From the Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, this is Boston Bruins hockey. Tonight, the Bruins wrap up their 3-game road trip with a huge game in the standings for both of these teams as they take on their arch rivals, the Montreal Canadiens, for the final time in this regular season. Great to have you with us alongside Bob Beers. I'm Ryan Johnston. Tonight's storylines are brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado, where dependability comes standard. Well, last night in New Jersey, Bruins got out to a 2-0 lead in the first period on the Devils, thanks to goals by David Pastrnak and Pavel Zacha. The Devils rallied back to tie the game in the second, took the lead in the third period. Pastrnak would score again to get it to overtime. Charlie McAvoy hit a post in overtime and could have ended it. Instead, the Devils went down the other end and scored the game winner instead. Marco Sturm disappointed in the way the game turned in the middle period, in large part due to turnovers.
Frustrating because we played such a good first period, and the way we came out in the second and the way we played in the second, that's for me night and day. And if you play like that, that's what you get. All of a sudden you get in trouble. And then on the end, both teams had their chances. We had our chances at the post, but could have gone either way, but that second period really bothered me. Where's the rush coming from, right? It's from turnovers, and that's exactly what we talked about between periods, and we done it right away, and all of a sudden they scored twice. And those are the frustrating moments. We have to handle better, especially on the road.
No question. I mean, you know what New Jersey likes to do. You know when they're at their best, what they're capable of, and they played a good first period. The Bruins did. You only gave up half dozen shots on goal, or not many great opportunities. You controlled the puck. You played behind their D. Then you got turnover happy in the second period, and a couple turnovers at bad spots, and guys are coming up the ice, and all of a sudden it's going back the other way, and you got odd man rushes going, and they capitalize a couple times, and the whole game changes. So. A lot of things to clean up, I think, from yesterday. It's an area today that you look at this team, the Montreal Canadiens, if you allow them to, if you turn pucks over in the wrong area, they're going to come back at you. And they come back at you with 4 guys. I mean, they've got 3 defensemen that love to join the rush. Second highest scoring defensive team in the league. It's points by defenseman in the league. They love to join the rush, and they're good at it. Hudson, obviously, but, you've got a couple other guys in there as well. Dobson and Matheson that love to join the rush. So that's an area that you've got to manage the puck. You've got to be smart. Marco Sturm likes the way his team has played 5-on-5 against this Montreal Canadian team this year. He wants them to stay out of the box, obviously, and that's every game right now, every game you play. But there's, Ryan, just before we move forward, it's like we're in Montreal in the middle of March, 1 month left in the season, and this game means something.
Both of these teams are in the playoffs right now.
It's been a little while since this game has meant something, and you got a chance to go into third place in the Atlantic Division today with a win, with a regulation win. I mean, I know it's back-to-back and 3 and 4 and everything else, but the Canadiens have played just as many, just as much as the Bruins have. So just because it's back-to-back, there's no, I don't think there's any advantage today. I mean, the adrenaline's got to be running right now. This place is electric. people walking around. I mean, there's Canadian fans everywhere. I saw a lot of Bruins fans today as well. It's just been a long time. It seems like a long time anyhow since a game in mid-March between these two teams has meant something. There's games that you get up for more in a season. This is one of them. I mean, I love games in this building, first of all. And, I mean, you know, if you're a player, if you can't get up for something like this, there's something wrong with you.
No doubt about it. Well, last night for David Pastrnak, his 6th multiple-goal game of the season. His offense has come alive. 9 points in a 6-game point streak. And Marco Sturm said Pastrnak more than pulled his weight last night.
He gave us everything he had, and not just because he scored 2 goals. He was the driver. He was good on the bench. He was always, you know, pushing guys. And, for me, it was by far the best player on yesterday.
And Pasta, from his perspective, said he was trying to assert himself a little bit extra both on and off the ice last night.
This season is long, so sometimes, you know, there is guys that somebody has more energy than the other guys, you know, and today I felt like, you know, I was the guy, so I tried to be the voice, and that's what's special about this group, you know. We can sense it if somebody, you know, is maybe fighting it or is low on energy, we pick each other up, and you know, we try to always be there for each other, and like I said today, felt like I had, you know, energy and the voice out there, and next game can be somebody else.
No, Pastrnak was on last night. I know he's got the point streak, but he hasn't quite been on.
Yeah.
He had a good game against San Jose, and I thought that was a step in the right direction. Washington was okay. Last night was really good.
It was his best since the Olympics.
Yes. And San Jose was good too, but that was, I mean, the goal he scored last night, a highlight reel goal, fantastic. So it's good to get him going. It's good to get him going 5-on-5. Now they need to get the power play going. They're still looking to get Morgan Geekie going offensively. He's in between a lot right now. He's trying to find his game. It's not from a lack of effort or caring. It's just he's in between. And we've seen him go on runs where when he starts to score, it makes a big difference for this team. The power play has really let them down, and that's an area we continue to look at here today.
Well, looking at the standings coming off of last night, the 1 point that they get for losing in overtime leaves them a point behind Detroit for the first wild card. They're also 1 point behind Montreal for 3rd place in the Atlantic Division. While it was disappointing to leave a point on the table last night, Pasta sees the glass as half full, especially if they can get a win to finish off the 3-game trip tonight.
I always try to look positive, you know. I'm a positive guy overall. That's the way I am, a human being. And we got 3 out of 4 so far on the trip, and we're going to Montreal. That, like I said, it's going to be a fun game. Fatigue should not be a question. That's enough motivation to get going for tomorrow game, and you know, we win, and we're talking about really, really good trip. So just recover and get ready for tomorrow.
You've heard me say this before. Time to get a little greedy, right? You're on a 3-game road trip. They've struggled on the road, but you've gotten 3 out of a possible 4 points in these 2 games. And you know, 500 was, you know, kind of your goal. You hope for 4 points, but kind of your goal kind of going in. But now you got an opportunity to make it, you know, 5 out of 6 points on the road and exercise some of the demons that have hurt you here on the road and where you've really struggled to find wins. Opportunity here today against a team that's going to be flying. I mean, I think Montreal, as much as the Bruins should be geared up for this game, I think the Canadiens are going to be flying in this one. They love playing here. They're good here. It's a team that they've lost a couple games in a row. They're struggling a little bit in net. I'm a little surprised that their starting goaltender is Dovish. I thought it would be Fowler, but you know, it's up to the Bruins to try to exploit that if they can. It's been an issue for them all year long. I thought Fowler would be the guy that they would run with here towards the end of the season. Well,
the Bruins will go with Jeremy Swayman. No surprise tonight. He is 2-1 against Montreal this season. Andrew Peeke, Mike Yasmont both get back into the lineup tonight, replacing Henry Okiharu and Alex Steeves. Here's what's on deck, brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. We'll go around the NHL, including a massive injury for the Oilers.
It's not like you can just kind of, one guy can step into his shoes. It's a collective thing.
Bob will talk with Marco Sturm.
They're not a pretty team. We're the Boston Bruins right now, who work extremely hard, get under their skin, and create a lot of chances off it.
And up next, we'll talk about the Montreal Canadiens here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub, Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The Honda Spring Event, For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, a 4.49% APR on a 2026 Civic Hybrid, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HRV.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI and Type R.
Hey, it's Charlie McAvoy. I love working with Service Credit Union because I believe in their mission to support the health, safety, and financial well-being of first responders. They put people before profits, and this season, Service Credit Union is giving back in a big way through our 73 Reasons campaign, donating $200 for every block shot and $1,000 for every shutout, up to $250,000. Service Credit Union, success built on trust, banking built on service. Join the team and learn more at servicecu.org.
Poor Diana in accounting. She fell for an email phishing scam. Computers shut down. And people freaked out, especially about getting paid.
Hey!
Fortunately, the company had cyber risk coverage from Safety Insurance. Safety covered the cost of systems and data restoration, business income-related losses, and more. Don't let one human error shut down your business. Ask an independent agent about Safety Insurance. We'll help you manage life's storms, even the cyber kind.
The Shaws and Star Market Foundation have teamed up with 98.5 The Sports Hub for Feeding the Puck for Families. Every time Boston feeds the puck to help score a goal, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate funds to end hunger here in Eastern Mass. Since its inception, Nourishing Neighbors has raised more than $250 million across the country to ensure their neighbors have the nutrition needed to thrive. Locally, with each assist, the foundation will make a donation of $100 to the Greater Boston Food Bank, up to $50,000 to help our neighbors in need. Learn more at 985thesportshub.com/feed the puck.
Need a new roof for your home or business? Then call East Coast Metal Roofing, lifetime guaranteed roofs, and get 10% off during their Spring into Savings event when you mention me, Felger. Call 844-611-ECMR or visit eastcoastmetalroofing.com.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.99% APR on a 2026 CRV or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
This is Boston's home for sports.
And that's going to do it for this one tonight. San Jose pull away from Montreal and don't look back in a 4-2 win as Macklin Celebrini leads the way with 3 points in a winning effort for the Sharks. Bruins and Canadiens getting ready for their 4th and final matchup of the regular season. Boston's won 2 out of 3 so far over the Habs. Canadiens currently in 3rd in the Atlantic Division, but coming off back-to-back losses to San Jose and Anaheim at home here over the weekend. Rookie goaltender Jacob Fowler took the regulation loss on Sunday. It was only their 3rd regulation loss in 14 games.
I mean, no one's happy. You lose last night, you lose tonight. Leaves a bitter taste in your mouth, and I think you're going to see a hockey group start next week.
He's been pretty good for them. He was called up recently. He was called up a little while ago, then went back down to the American Hockey League. Called up recently to play a game, and it was an important game, and they got the W out of it. I think it was against Ottawa, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So they've got the 3 goalie rotation right now. Montembeau's, he's here, but he's not expected to play. I'm saying anytime soon. Dobush and Fowler seem like they're going to be the 2 guys to run with it. They're an exciting team if you let them be. And we talked about that last night against New Jersey. They've got their top line's excellent. I think really good. I mean, Suzuki's he's kind of, and I remember Mark Bergevin telling me about him when he was the general manager here. He's their Patrice Bergeron. He does it both ends of the ice. He's got 78 points. And then he's got Caulfield on one of the wings, and that's 39 goals right now so far. So, Slafkovsky was a first overall pick a couple years ago. So, like their high-end talent is good. They've got some D that like to push the pace. They've had trouble keeping the puck out of the net, and that's where the goaltending kind of comes in. So that's where the Bruins really have to try to take advantage of them. But this is a good team. This is a good team, and that's why they're in the position they're in. But I mean, just emphasize right now. A win today in regulation puts you in 3rd place in the Atlantic Division. I know a lot can still happen. I understand that. And you jump over Detroit and Montreal with a win in regulation. Neither, Detroit's not in action. So, games in hand, all that, I get that. There's other factors. You'd only be 1 point behind the Tampa Bay Lightning. Lightning would have a couple games in hand, so I understand all that. But just visually, third place in the Atlantic Division on the line here.
And for the Canadiens, a win tonight gets them even with Tampa Bay in the point standings for second place in the Atlantic Division. So much on the line tonight as we take a look at our Catches Law injury report. No significant injuries for the Bruins roster. Injury report brought to you by Catches Law, the official law firm of the Boston Bruins. They've won over $3 billion for their clients. When you're injured and can't work, turn to Catches Law. There's no fee unless you win. Go to catcheslaw.com. Schedule a free consultation today. Checking the Sports Hub headlines coming up next here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The game is on, and the snacks from Big Y? Oh, yeah! Freshly made wings, platters, pizzas, and 30-inch super subs. Big Y makes the crowd go wild. Big Y, nicely done.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious. With multiple engine options and impressive towing, while Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the...
Designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your...
Windshield wipers. eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids. Rolaids' dual-active formula has calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. Yeah, you heard right. 2 actives for that powerful relief. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaid spells powerful relief. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Come to our free open house at Elite Chest in Westwood and save $500 when you book a gynecomastia procedure. Go to EliteChest.com. That's EliteChest.com.
You know it's coming. Don't wait. Fix it. Call Mosquito Mike. Locally owned, serving Massachusetts and Rhode Island with reliable mosquito and tick treatments backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Prepay and get 1 treatment free with code SportsHub. For bites you don't like, call Mosquito Mike. 844-750-MIKE.
Boston Sports Talk, the Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
The World Baseball Classic Championship game is tonight between Team USA and Venezuela. First pitch is at 8 o'clock, and the Broncos have acquired Jalen Waddle from the Dolphins. They'll receive a first, third, and fourth round pick. Headlines are brought to you by Valvoline and Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com. You'll save 15% off an extra oil change at Valvoline and Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. I'm Joe Murray. Ryan and Bob will take you around the NHL next on the 98.5 The Sports Up Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Spring showers bring epic off-road adventures. So bring on the mud and bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. Honda vehicles are built for exploring. With the rugged Honda Pilot, Ridgeline, CR-V, and Passport, the road might stop, but you're not done. All from the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value Brand.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
Hi, I'm David Morales, General Manager of WellPoint in Massachusetts. We're proud to continue our partnership with 98.5 The Sports Hub and the Hometown Heroes program, honoring the everyday heroes who work tirelessly to make our community stronger and healthier. From first responders to community leaders, these individuals deserve our recognition and gratitude. Now we want to hear from you. Head to 985thesportshub.com/heroes and nominate a hometown hero today.
Hey, it's Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law Group. There's something about Bruins hockey, toughness, tradition, and pride that runs deep in New England. That same mindset is how Catches Law Group was built for over 40 years. We've been this region's hometown law firm, fighting for our neighbors and recovering over $3 billion for the people who count on us. We are real trial lawyers who deliver real results. Because when the pressure's on, you need a team built to battle. Visit catcheslaw.com to schedule your free consultation today.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your knowledge to work on the events that matter to you. Prediction Markets isn't just sports. It's the Fed rate decision, your favorite awards show, and so much more beyond the playing field. Trade events with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Now at Wendy's, you can go big, biggie, or biggier. With our new $4, $6, or $8 meal, you choose your deal, as you should. Sorry, I get fired up when I'm talking deals. More biggie options, more of what you really want at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Champions play here. The Sports Hub.
Bruins and Canadiens coming up from Montreal around the NHL. The big news today, Leon Draisaitl out for the rest of the regular season with a lower body injury. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and the Oilers will have to make a playoff push without one of their best players.
Obviously, he's a top 4 scorer, one of the most elite players in the league, so it's not like you can just kind of, one guy can step into his shoes. It's we kind of talked about it this morning, but it's a collective thing.
Well, it is, but that's a tough one to replace. Ozzy Weisblatt hit him, and it was a clean hit for Nashville Predators. It was a very clean hit. No problem with it. Oilers chased him around for the rest of the night. People up here in Canada comparing that to what Toronto did or didn't do, I guess, against Radko Gudas. But anyhow, I mean, Weisblatt has 1 goal this year, and he knocks a really important player for the Edmonton Oilers out. Like I said, clean hit. No problem with it. But Edmonton's fighting for their playoff lives right now. I mean, it's a team that's been to the Stanley Cup Finals here, 2 years in a row, 3 years in a row. Yeah, at least 2 years in a row, losing to Florida. And now they're right. They're not comfortably in. Let's put it that way. So they've got a lot of work to do.
That's our look around the NHL. We'll hear from Marco Sturm when we return on the 98.5 The Sports Hub, Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
At Citizens, we help make sense of your money and all your money questions.
Is there a right way to prep for my future?
Do I keep renting or finally buy?
How big of a nest should my nest egg be?
Is cash still king?
If money talks, what's it say to me?
Can I become king of the hill in Beacon Hill?
Whatever money questions you have, Citizens has the answers. Make sense of your money at citizensbank.com/made-ready. Member FDIC.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids. Rolaids' dual-active formula has calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. Yeah, you heard right. 2 actives for that powerful relief. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolade spells powerful relief. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Boston Vision helped baseball legend David Ortiz get back to seeing 20/20 again, and they can do the same for you. See like Big Papi. Book your free evaluation at bostonvision.com.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Inc. card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
The game is on the Sports Hub.
Our pregame interview with Marco Sturm is brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety.
Marco, you get set to take on the Canadiens here today. Last night, I know that you weren't happy with the second period, a couple turnovers, things like that. What was the bench like, though, going into the third period, the locker room going into the third period, saying, okay, we still have a good chance here to bring points out of this thing?
Yeah, I think they needed a wake-up call after a second, and I thought they responded really well in the third. Unfortunately, they scored a little bit out of nothing. I think we just made one little mistake shouldn't happen, but that's hockey, right? But I liked our response. Guys were ready, dialed in right away. Guys were not happy either about the second period, and we should have put that game a bit to bed, and we just didn't. And they came back and won the game. So we just got to make sure we just let those things happen. You can't let it loose. You got to keep continuing to do the little things right.
I got to ask you about the power play. I hate asking you about it, but it's been the last couple of games. It's had an opportunity to give you guys a lead or extend a lead, whatever. Is it time to change personnel, or is it just you stick with these guys because they were so good early in the year?
Yeah, it's a tricky one because they've been so good all year. Yesterday we stick with the same guys. We just changed the formation, so that didn't work. Today we're going to try something again, but at the end of the day, those are our top guys, and our top guys just need to get it done, and that's on every team, not just with us. And those are those moments we scored in the past, and now we have struggled, but that's how power plays are. We just gotta make sure we find that swagger back as quick as we can, because we need them down the stretch. So again, it wasn't pretty. We were not happy. They were not happy. So hopefully for a good response tonight.
In the big picture, I know you take it one game at a time, and tonight against Montreal is something a little extra, Montreal-Boston, and it's a playoff type of game, right? But you've got 7 divisional games between now and the end of the season, and a couple of games that teams that you're trying to catch. Detroit tonight, Buffalo, Tampa. Do they take on more meaning?
Yes and no. I mean, obviously those kind of games, yes, I would say. But also we know every game counts. But those are just special games for me. I don't know how else to say it. And there's some teams you're looking forward to.
Me too.
Yeah. So and today it's one of them, and it turned out to be a massive game, so that's even better. But right now, me personally, I'm just you circle in those kind of games, but also every game you just got to show up. Even last night, you got to collect those points as much as we can.
Your game is putting the puck behind the defense and working them down low, not so much off the rush, but working them down low. How important is that today against the Canadiens team, where you think that maybe you can work them down low?
Yeah, we just talked about it again, and just a reminder, because we are not, we have the David and maybe one or two other guys, but we're not a pretty team. We're the Boston Bruins right now, who work extremely hard, get under their skin, and create a lot of chances off it. We just got to stick to it, and because you could see it yesterday. As soon as we don't do it, try to be fancy, that's just not us where we at this point. And again, that's just a reminder, and that's something we have to continue to do that. I know it's a lot of work, but guys are willing to do that, and we got to do it, especially tonight here in Montreal.
2 more questions for you. Geeks, he's so dangerous and can be so good and a little bit streaky. Where does he have to get a little bit better right now?
Yeah, no, he's playing a little bit too complicated right now, I would say. Maybe I know he wants to be better. He tries really hard, but right now it's just to keep it simple. He's got to keep his legs moving a little bit more. He's thinking that means he's stopped skating too. So it's a deadly combination if you don't have that speed. And so for him, it just go out there, try to have fun, work hard, go up and down, and get very ready for the next shift. Don't think about too much. And even if he doesn't score right now, we need him to do other things too. And that's where he's struggling right now. But he's a young guy too. He's still learning. It will be good for him. But he just needs to keep it simple. That's all.
Last one for you on the Canadiens. I know how you want to play against them, but how would you describe their game offensively? You've described long game for Pittsburgh and maybe a shorter game for the Kings and things like that. How would you describe the Canadiens?
Yeah, definitely a long game. If you look at their pre-scout, they're pretty good. They're fast. They're skilled. Similar to New Jersey. Just I always call it on steroids. So they're just very good, especially at home. So we gotta keep them tight. They have some skill. Even with Hudson, they always like to join. It's like a 4 or 5 man attack all the time. So you don't want to give them those chances. And the other thing is you got to have a disciplined game. We didn't do it last game here. 5-on-5, we played an outstanding all year long. So we want to keep doing that and not give him the chance to be on the power play.
Appreciate it, Marco. Good luck here tonight. That's head coach Marco Sturm. Bruins Canadiens next.
Let's pause. 10 seconds for station ID on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBCFM at HD Boston, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Easily media group station.
Last night in New Jersey, things didn't end the way the Bruins were hoping.
Pasternak just inside the blue line, able to find some space. Crossing pass, McAvoy hit the post. And now it's cleared out. Jack Hughes waiting for it at center ice. Gets it on to Cotter. Right down the doorstep. He scores. With 6.2 to go in overtime, the Devils win it.
Now they look to put that loss behind them with a strong finish to the road trip. But their original 6 rival stands in the way. The Bruins and the Canadiens are coming up next.
This is Boston Bruins hockey.
Across to Esposito, a shot. Bang! Cam Neely, wow.
Nathan Horton wins Game 7 in overtime. Geeky scores. And there is point number 100 for Pasta and goal number 30 for Morgan Geeky.
Boston Bruins hockey is brought to you by your local New England Honda dealers, Shaw's and Star Market, Safety Insurance, Town Fair Tire, Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train, Ticketmaster, your New England Ford dealers, Blue Sky Restoration Contractors, Service Credit Union, TD Bank, and by Catches Law.
Backhand, it'll save Thomas. Swayman made a great stop at the far post.
And by Dairy Queen, Peerless Boilers, your New England Chevy dealers, Timber Tech Decking and Railing, Charles D. Sheehy, Mass Mutual, Avidia Bank, Wendy's, Live Nation, The Peterson School, Tito's Handmade Vodka, Big Y, Nicely Done, and by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Back door. Put in. His 100th point. Backhand score on a penalty shot for Raymond Bourque. David Pasternak calls game, and the Bruins win it 2-1. Bergeron, and the Bruins win the series.
Now here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
And we've got Bruins, Montreal. Beersy, you said it. It's March. Both these teams in the playoff hunt. And here we are at the Bell Center. What's the biggest key to getting the 2 points tonight?
Well, similar to last night in terms of managing the puck, doing it correctly, getting the puck behind their D and working them down low. Like they've got a couple defensemen, 3 in particular, that really like to get up in the rush and go. And it's up to the Bruins to make them come 200 feet if they're going to be able to do that. So, not turning pucks over critical areas like they did last night in a couple of occasions, making them come that 200 feet and making them defend. So it's I think for me, from the Bruins standpoint, turning the page on last night, looking at, I know it's one game at a time, but looking at the big picture, you got a chance to walk away from this road trip with 5 out of 6 points. Pretty impressive for a team that was struggling to win on the road. But you got some work to do here tonight in order to do it.
Keys to the game brought to you by Town Fair Tire. For the guaranteed lowest prices on tires, go to Town Fair Tire, because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Face-Off is next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Mass Mutual presents an uncomfortable pregame conversation between goalie UC Saros and center Ryan O'Reilly.
Hey, Juice, what are your financial goals?
No goals.
Like, no goals for retirement?
No goals.
What about a new home?
No goals.
Good talk. See you on the ice.
No goals.
Planning and protection on and off the ice. Go to massmutual.com today.
With the NHL app, you can listen to every NHL game right from your phone. And with home and away broadcast feeds, you choose your way to listen. Whether you're at work, at the gym, or stuck in traffic, the NHL app puts you right in the action all season long. Every team, every game, everywhere you go. Download the NHL app and never miss a moment.
Sports don't get any tougher than hockey, and trucks don't get any tougher than Ford F-Series, F-150, and Super Duty. The trucks that move mountains also move parade floats and snowmobiles. With that versatility, it's no wonder Ford F-Series is the #1 selling pickup for 49 years straight. Visit your New England Ford dealers today for great offers. A proud partner of your Boston Bruins. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year total sales.
Find your pot of gold at the 99. Stop in this St. Patrick's Day for lucky specials like green beer and a corned beef and cabbage dinner. March 16th and 17th only. You gotta love the nines.
Your hot takes on the Sports Hub.
Bruins and Canadians getting ready to go. Time for tonight's national anthems presented by Mass Mutual. Planning and protection on and off the ice. Let's go now to ice level for the presentation.
Move your hats and caps for the national anthems performed by Sherilyn Toka, accompanied on the organ by Diane Bibour.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, Canada.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Spring Sale and transform your space with color. Get 35% off paints and stains, March 13th through the 23rd.
Oh, et ça, des flamants glorieux, car ton bras s'est porté l'épée, il s'est porté la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Set for the opening face-off between the Canadiens and the Bruins here tonight. Let's take a look at our starting lineups, and they are an interesting starting lineup. We've had some fisticuffs right off the face-offs on two out of the three games between these two teams. Fourth line starting for the Bruins, and for the Montreal Canadiens, they will start Jakub Dobish. On defense, the pairing of Caden Gooley and Alex Carrier, and up front, Josh Anderson, Philip Deneau, and Brendan Gallagher. For the Bruins, they'll counter with Jeremy Swayman in goal, Nikita Zadorov, Andrew Peak, your defenseman, and the fourth line of Tanner Jeannot, Sean Corelli, and Mark Kastelik up front. Starting lineup is brought to you by Big Y, celebrating 90 years. It's not just our anniversary, it's yours too. You're the Y.
First 5 minutes brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Tonight's New England Ford dealers first five contestant of the game, Scott Cafarella of Quincy, Mass. If the Bruins score in the first 5 minutes, Scott picks up a pair of tickets to a future Bruins game, courtesy of the New England Ford dealers. Enter the contest at 985thesportshub.com. No fisticuffs to start this one. Canadians will get the puck deep in the Bruins zone. Boston will go from left to right here in the first period, wearing the road white sweaters, white helmets, and black pants. Bobbed out into neutral ice by Zadorov. It'll be played back toward the near side, and Deneau takes a hit from Peak, but gets the puck deep. Zadorov rims it around the far side. It'll come out to neutral ice, and Carrier plays it. We have an arm up here. Tanner Jeannot is a little shaken up and being checked on by referee Wes McCauley. Penalty coming on the play.
Dobish was heading to the bench.
It's a high stick against Montreal.
I know, he was heading to the bench.
45 Montreal's got 4 minutes for a high stick. We're going to review.
We're going to review it. Alexander Carrier takes a double minor 25 seconds in, but they'll take a look to make sure.
It's definitely, I mean, it's not intentional. It's inadvertent high stick, but he catches Janot up pretty high on this. Janot, they checked him out. They're going to double check. He's got a good cut right on the side of his face. Near his nose.
10-2 over on the bench right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to stick for 4 minutes. So like I said, he was losing his balance, Carrier. It wasn't, you know. Here comes the announcement.
Calling the ice is confirmed. 4 minutes for a high stick.
Yeah. So a massive opportunity to start this one here for the Bruins if they can get their power play going.
Power play's been a source of. I don't like power plays early in games, but maybe this gets them going. You know, you want to have some shifts to get into the game. It's like a power play at the beginning of a period.
They get set up off the win of the face-off. McAvoy at the right point. Gives on to Geekie along the near side wall. Top of the circle. Fires! And sticked away by Dovish. McAvoy, far side circle. Pasternak threw it in front. It deflected off Evans toward the net. Canadiens will get a clear.
So Marco Stern told us before the game, he said, we're going to try a couple different things here today. We realize it's not working, but we know that we got to try a couple different things. That's Geekie on the right wing side, Pasternak in the left wing circle, and a little bit different look coming up the ice to enter the zone.
Bruins after going 0 for 3 last night. And here's a shorthanded chance. Anderson going to walk right in on Swayman, who makes the glove save and hangs on.
Yep, it's been the way it's been going for the Bruins power play right there.
Well, after an 0 for 3 last night, 4 for 35 in the 10 games since the Olympic break. They were top 3 in the league at the break and are 5th worst in the league since.
That's, I mean, what a save by Swayman and a confident save with the glove on Josh Anderson coming down. And at the entry, they got into the zone, and then there was a puck thrown over to McAvoy that was about waist high that he tried to knock down with his stick, and it ends up being that breakaway. So quick change of lines here for the Bruins.
Arvidsson will bring it to the red line, play it back for Mason Lohrei. He comes to center ice, now turns it back again. Arvidsson will carry into the Montreal zone. Left wing pass, Middlestat takes a hit along the far wall from Dobson, but keeps it alive. Lohrei walking it along the blue line. Middlestat top of the left circle, down low. Arvidsson twists it out in front. The backhander on the rebound by Minton, and Doves turned that away, and it's whistled for a hand pass.
Good chance there. I like Arvidsson attacking the net right away from that left wing side to the right of Dovish. He's gonna get the puck. He's a right-hand shot. He gets the puck right at the goal line, and then he spins to his forehand, trying to get this shot away. Dovish stays right with him. Might have been a rebound chance there as well by Minton.
Yeah.
On the backhand.
2:52 left on the double minor to Alexander Carrier.
So they got Husendinov playing on this second power play unit. They've taken Hampus Lindholm off of it. Lohrei, the only defenseman.
Gooley couldn't clear here for Montreal. Middlestat from the left corner to Minton in the slot, and his shot tipped up and over off Dovis.
I've seen that as a one-timer there.
On the near side wall, Husendinov pulled down, but Lohrai's got it at the point. Walks center blue line. Husendinov top of the right circle. Takes a look around, deals it down toward the side of the net. Minton trying to get it in front. It's underneath Gooley, who's laying on his stomach, and they'll blow the play down here.
Arvidsson got knocked down. They were digging away. Gooley, nice job there by Gooley, because Husendinov moves it from the right wing circle down low, and it's a one-touch pass looking for the quick one-timer from the bumper, and it's Gooley that slides to prevent that puck from getting there. Nice defensive play by him, and the puck ends up underneath him. And now the Bruins will make another line change, bring out that top unit, face off inside the zone.
Those 5 hold the meeting out near the blue line, and now make their way to the near circle down to our right for the face-off. Elias Lindholm will take the draw against Philip Danault. Off the near boards, it'll come back to McAvoy. Moves it along the blue line. Pasternak fake the one-timer. Deals it down for Geekie at the left circle. Back to Pasternak, center of the blue line. Again fakes the shot. Gives to McAvoy near circle. Right back to Pasternak. Steps away from Danault to the right circle. Threw it in front. It got blocked, but the rebound came right to Zacha, and he backhands it in. Bruins grab the 1-0 lead and scored just before the first end of that double minor expired.
Yeah, so they're going to stay on the power play here. That attempted pass from Pastrnak, so a little different look that time around with Pastrnak over on the right side and Geekie in the left wing circle. Pastrnak actually starts up top. But Pastrak's going to go into the right wing circle, try to make this pass in front. You got Zacha up a little bit higher and Elias Lindholm down low looking for the backdoor pass. It doesn't get to him, it's blocked, but Zacha able to put it home.
8th power play goal of the year among the 21 now on the season for Pavel Zacha.
Stick with this unit here to start the second half of the power play.
A full 2 minutes up on the clock now. They scored with 2:03 left on the double minor. So 2.5 minutes into this first period, and Boston has a 1-0 lead. Elias Lindholm and Pavel Zacha move it forward. Lindholm gives it on the right side for Pastrnak. Walks it down the wall toward the near corner. Angled it off the boards back to McAvoy waiting in the blue line. Pastrnak right circle. Turns it back toward the near side. McAvoy is down slow and getting up. On the left side, here's Geekie. Back to McAvoy. Pushed it to Pastrnak right circle. Back to McAvoy for a one-timer. Blocker saving. Zacha's rebound. Dobish comes up with it.
That's a great save by Dovish because that rebound's right there for Pavel Zacha. McAvoy got taken out. I didn't see exactly what happened to him, but he was complaining that he got tripped up there. Yeah, Anderson, you know, their feet kind of collided, but McAvoy taking the shot. I talked about this the other day. He's got to establish that shot a little bit more often, and he did right there. They got a good rebound opportunity.
McAvoy gives the puck to Zacha, right circle, standing at the top, gives back over to McAvoy, fake the shot, back to Zacha again, down low here to Pastrnak. Pastrnak moves it in behind the net, carries around to the far side, crossing pass, and Zacha hits the outside of the net. On the near side corner, Geekie able to win it, but his centering pass is taken away and cleared by Matheson with a minute to go on the power play. Mason Lohrei will come back to get it as the Bruins change up. Lohrei to his own blue line. Now Arvidsson picks it up from there. Carries up the left side for Middlestat. Just inside the Montreal zone. Got to pass through to Minton. Down low for Arvidsson. From the end wall to Middlestat. Hit the post on the short side.
Post or crossbar, one of the two.
Dano will throw it back through the neutral zone. Evans can't get to it. Courtesy of Middlestat. Crowd howls. Puck in on Swayman. He covers it up.
Yeah, I love the passion of the Montreal crowd, but there's no penalty there. That's just a good play by Middlestat coming back.
Nobody officiates a game quite like the crowd here in Montreal.
They said, love the passion, but
16:07 to go here in the first. 30 seconds left on the Bruins power play.
Crossbarring out there for Middlestat. Good shot, good puck movement. Stick with this unit for now for the last 30 seconds. Got to beware as well when that gets close to the end. One of the forwards is coming off, and got to get another defenseman out there.
Minton won the D-zone face-off.
Think about it now. We're 4 minutes into this game. Some guys haven't seen the ice yet.
Yeah. Puck directed back out to center ice. Lohrei turning with it back at his own blue line. 15 to go in the power play. Lohrai's pass to the near side went to Kapanen instead of Pastrnak, and so the Canadiens have possession.
There goes Pastrnak to the bench and bring out Aspro. They say he hasn't seen the ice yet. Zadorov hasn't seen the ice yet. Or no, he started the game.
Long pass, Aspro to Arvidsson, springing him into the Montreal zone and a drive from the top of the right circle. Dobish makes the glove save. Power play is over. So the Bruins go 1 for 2 on the double minor. 1-0 lead with just about 4.5 gone by.
Confident save by Dobish. Go back to the beginning of the power play. Breakaway for Josh Anderson. Stopped by Swayman. Gives the Bruins an opportunity to come back and get that 1-goal lead.
Mark Kastelik will take a face-off in the offensive zone here against Nick Suzuki. Now Kastelik.
Yeah, Aspro and Hampus Lindholm haven't seen the ice yet. They're out there right now.
Kastelik tossed out of the circle. Corrali will take his place. Kastelik's going to set up shop right at the top of the circle behind Corrali here. And Corrali wins it, but it just missed Kastelik and comes back out into the neutral zone. Hampus Lindholm's pass intended for Jeannot missed him, and that'll turn into an icing. Jeannot was the guy who took that high stick, cut on his face, got them the double minor. Gets back out there after getting tended to during the power play.
Nice icing call. Canadians will bring out an offensive set here. And we got Suzuki's line. Hudson quick over the bench to jump in for the offensive zone faceoff.
Off the draw, Suzuki able to kick it back toward Hudson. Hudson bringing back toward the blue line, over to Struble near side point, fired into the far corner. Kicked on to Slafkovsky, but deflected out of the zone by Jeannot. Struble back at his own blue line here for Montreal. Over to Hudson. Slafkovsky coming toward the red line, ran out of room as Kastelic and Corrali were converging on.
Well done there, neutral zone, 1-2-2. Bruins were able to get set up there the way that they wanted to.
Wayne Hudson taking his time in his own zone as the Canadians change up front. Hudson, fourth most points of any defenseman in the league this year. Off a dump in, Swayman sends a backhander around the near side. Mickey Asamont will play in behind the net. Asamont back in the lineup after being scratched last night. In place of Alex Steves. Geeky over by the Montreal bench. His pass picked off by Demidov, who will bring the Canadians forward. Zadorov poke checks it away from him around the near side boards. Asamont on the hash marks against Gouli. Puck came free to Kapanen on the left wing circle. Demidov with a wide angle shot. Save made by Swayman up against that short side post. He hangs on.
Yeah, so almost 6 minutes into the game now. At least everybody's touched the ice from a Bruins standpoint. You know, that's tough. You go through warm-up, then you go in the locker room for whatever it is, 18 minutes or so, and you come back out, you're ready to start this game. You want to get everybody into the game right away. You know, get those 4 lines, get the 6 defensemen in the game right away, at least get them a shift. And you have to sit there for, I mean, you like having the power play, but you got to sit there for 4 minutes and wait for it.
Add on the double anthem here, and it's like you can sitting and standing around for a long time.
I'm surprised that they didn't do they're famous for their, what do you call them, like presentations or whatever.
Yeah, no
this
torch
is 30
ceremony
years,
or anything.
no ceremony today. 30 years for this building yesterday.
Here is Zadorov to carry the Bruins up ice. Dumps in from the red line. Dobas stopped it behind the net. Shoots it around the glass near side. Going to rattle all the way back through center. Zadorov will come back and retrieve in the Bruins zone. Boston moving left to right here in the first period with a 1-goal lead. Just over 6 minutes gone. Usnadinov and Pasternak coming across the line, ran into each other. Evans kicks one onto his stick coming through neutral ice. Bolduc along the near side boards. Deflected toward the corner, now high up into the air. Bolduc gloves that one through the slot. And it'll go into the far corner. Aspero played it back in behind the net.
Should have let them play it.
Yeah, if Texier touched it, it would have been a hand pass.
Not taking any chances.
Dumps in from the red line. Dobson to Matheson in the near corner. And Matheson will carry the Canadians forward. Right wing pass for Slafkovsky. Bounced away from him. Sent back toward the Montreal zone. It was deflected, so no icing. Dobes hands off for Matheson. Matheson to Cole Caulfield just inside the Bruins zone. Toss one toward the side of Swayman's net. He sticked it away from there. Slafkovsky into the far corner against Middlestat. Dobson to the right point. On to Matheson near side. Comes down toward the hash marks. Now turns back out toward the blue line.
Shoot, but he's got nobody in front.
Suzuki rims it in behind the net. Slafkovsky trying to get away from Middlestat. Middlestat gets a hit on him. They get tied up. Caulfield will pull it back in behind. Caulfield 5 goals in the 3 games between these two teams, including a hat trick earlier this year as the shot is deflected out of play off of Jeremy Swayman. We'll take a timeout with 12:34 to go here in the first period in Montreal. The Bruins have a 1-0 lead here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub. Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The game is on. The crew's here, and the snack spread from Big Y, oh, it's a thing of beauty. Wings that sauce the competition, platters that get major play, hand-tossed pizzas for the whole team, and that impressive 30-inch super sub. Shout out to the experts at Big Y for the assist. Are they cheering for the game or for your snacks? My question exactly, sports fans. Big Y, nicely done.
Come to our free open house at Elite Chest in Westwood and save $500 when you book a gynecomastia procedure. Go to EliteChest.com. That's EliteChest.com. Need a new roof for your home or business? Then call East Coast Metal Roofing, lifetime guaranteed roofs, and get 10% off during their Spring into Savings event when you mention me, Felger. Call 844-611-ECMR or visit EastCoastMetalRoofing.com.
Hey Boston, happy St. Patrick's Day. Enjoy it with the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey. Because when it's St. Patrick's Day, it's Tully time. Please drink responsibly.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
Hit 985thesportshub.com.
Pavelzaka's power play goal gives the Bruins a 1-0 lead early. It also means another winner in our New England Ford First 5 contest. Scott Caffarella of Quincy, Massachusetts, gets a pair of tickets to a future Bruins game courtesy of the New England Ford dealers. Crowd saluting Brendan Gallagher playing in his 900th career game here in Montreal tonight.
He actually sat out last game. I don't know if it was...
It was a healthy scratch for the first time in his career.
Management.
Shot wide of the net here. Deneau
gets his 900th against the Bruins. That's he's a very popular player here. He gives it everything he's got every game. There's a lot of miles on that body. There was a good article about him in the paper today.
It'll be Struble to carry out of the Montreal zone here. Brought him across the line. Gallagher straight on shot blocker saved by Swayman.
Little pick right at the blue line. Allowed Gallagher some space to get into the zone that time.
Rally backhands it out past Struble. Jeannot chasing Struble deep into Montreal territory around that far side. Kastelik gets a hit on Hudson, but Canadiens coming forward. Anderson down the right wing side. Aspro closing on him. Anderson wheels and throws a backhander off of Swayman's stick. Gooley near side point, center blue line, and a shot by Carrier, gloved by Swayman for a whistle.
Yeah, Aspro with a good angle on Anderson that time with some space coming down the right side. He tried to spin and get that shot away, which he did, but it was a play last night. It was the 3rd goal by New Jersey where Aspro was there in good shape. And pretty good move by Siplikov, I believe it was. Was able to get by Aspro for that goal, but to create the goal.
Off inside the Bruins zone, comes off the far boards, walked down toward the corner by Dobson, hits the outside of the net as he tries to get it out in front. Now McAvoy able to strip him in behind the net. He goes down, and Charlie's shaken up after that collision. Puck comes back his way as he's back on his skates. And shoved off it by Kapanen. Aspro to the far corner, gets it out into neutral ice.
McAvoy got taken out by Dobson in behind the net that time.
McAvoy has had House of Horrors here in Bell Center. Of course, most recently taking that
2-on-1
face when we were here in November. Zasamont gives off to Elias Lindholm. His shot redirected into the far corner. Lorai spun it around behind the net. Kapanen will play back deeper into his own zone. 10:48 to go here in the first period. Bruins have the lead 1-0. Noah Dobson will fire a puck all the way up the left side here for Evans. Deep it comes. Swayman kept it moving from behind the net around that far side. Husnudinov couldn't get it out. It'll come back toward his direction. He and Evans collide, and Minton will push it out into neutral ice. Carrier will reload. Right back in they come. Far side for Evans. Now off to the right point. The shot wide by Goulin, looking for a redirect in front. Backhanded back into the corner. And working his way right out in front was Texier, but knocked off his stick there.
There was a little breakdown by the Bruins, but a good stick by Swayman.
Carrier back at the left point. He'll play it across the ice into the far corner. Ricochets right to Texier. He brings out toward the blue line himself to Gooley with a shot through traffic. Loose puck in front. Swayman got the save on Evans from in tight. And now Pasternak will bring forward here for the Bruins. Can't get around Carrier at the Montreal line. Both teams getting some changes on. Gooley. Pass for Struble. Brandon Middlestad coming to the red line. Slavkovsky just got it into the Bruins zone. Ricocheted free. Here's Slavkovsky right in front. And they score. Nick Suzuki standing right in front of Jeremy Swayman. Had that puck come to him and backhands it in to tie the game at 1.
Montreal's been pushing. Had a couple of chances. The Bruins turned this puck over at their own blue line. It's Swayman over to the bench right now, talking to the training staff. Not sure exactly what happened, but Peak makes the play defensively, but then he hits the skate of Zacha. And it's Suzuki standing all alone down low. They're going to move this puck to him, and a nice move by Suzuki going to the backhand and slips it in between the blocker and body of Swayman. And now Swayman's still getting some attention over at the Bruins bench right now.
Obviously a concern there, but Swayman putting his gear back on and will come back out. So for Nick Suzuki, his 24th of the year. Goals in 3 straight for him. And we're tied at 1 with 9:29 to go here in the first period. Face-off wing by Zacha. Back into the Bruins zone. McAvoy's pass missed Middlestad.
It's there for him. That's on.
Yeah. Suzuki gets it deep. Aspero hard around the far boards for Middlestad. Bouncing back toward the corner. Slavkovsky will play it back in behind the net. McAvoy will try it up the near side. All the way out to center ice it comes. Middlestad trying to push it forward, but Hudson in the way. Suzuki will backhand around the net to the near side of the Montreal zone. Strubel's pass disrupted by Zacha, but they get it through. Here's Suzuki moving in right circle. Save made by Swayman. Loose puck in between the circles. Knocked away from Caulfield. And then Suzuki fired in front, looking for a Caulfield redirect. Just missed. Suzuki's one-timer from the far circle gets blocked by McAvoy and will go up and out of play. And now Montreal's got some momentum back here. With 8:43 to go in the first period, we're tied at 1 here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub, Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
It's Truck Month with the Ford Crew.
Care for a Truck Month trivia contest, Sam?
Oh, you know I can't resist, Hank.
Okay, fact. Truck Month happens only once a year.
Fact. It's the best time to buy a new Ford truck.
Fact. Ford F-Series is the best-selling lineup of trucks in America for 49 years.
Fact. America loves Ford Truck Month.
Fact. I agree with that fact.
Based on 1977 to 2025 CY Industry reported total sales.
TD Bank cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden, from Pro Shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. These benefits were made for game time. Card eligibility restrictions and terms apply. Learn more at td.com/TD Garden Perks. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins and the Boston Celtics.
We've all seen them. Drivers who are looking at their phones. Is there anything more crazy? It's like they're asking to be in an accident. And why are they even on their phones? To find better car insurance? That's easy. Just pull over and talk with an independent agent about safety insurance. They'll make sure you benefit from great coverage and great value. Ask an independent agent about safety insurance. We'll help you manage life's storms.
Feeding the Puck for Families is proudly presented by the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation. With every assist, the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate funds to the Greater Boston Food Bank to end hunger here in our local communities. Up to $50,000. Learn more at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
Zoe and Beetle, middays on the Sports Hub.
8:43 left first period. Bruins 1, Montreal 1. Close-up illustration of how dangerous that Suzuki, Caulfield, Slavkovsky line can be here in the last couple of minutes.
I mean, the Bruins were good in the neutral zone that time. They had it stopped, but they said that the pass from Peak ended up hitting the skate of Zacha, and the next thing you know, the Canadians are going on the attack. And they stopped it at the blue line there.
Rowley's pass taken away at the Montreal line here, and now we're bringing forward, but Anderson in offside. That'll give the Bruins a chance to bring it back the other way. Dump in by Zadorov. Stopped by Dobish back in the net. He will fire it up high up off the glass around the near side.
Playing it.
Not at all. He's seen him. He rips it high up off the glass a couple of times in this first period already. Struble, hands off. Lane Hudson. Hudson standing between the circles here in the Montreal zone. Off to the right side. Tapped forward by Kapanen, but turned over. Hampus Lindholm quickly back to Eyssimont. Knocked off his stick coming into the Montreal end. Into the far corner. Hudson played it up the boards, but not out. Hampus Lindholm tried to throw it to the net. Blocked off of Kapanen. And now it's a foot race all the way back into the Bruins zone. Kapanen able to get there ahead of Mason Lohrei, but Eyssimont takes it back. Pushes it out into neutral ice. Lohrei knocked it away from Demidov. And a dump in from the red line will rim around behind the net. Dobish out behind in the trapezoid. Played it to the near side. Picked off by Elias Lindholm.
He's active, to say the least. Dobish is.
There's Matheson to bring the Canadiens forward. Coming down the left wing circle. Centering pass. And Swayman took one away from Kapanen.
Bruins, they're there, but they're not there. The defense likes to jump into the play. I said the second leading scoring defense group in the NHL. So they will join the play. They'll lead the attack. They'll come late. And they can create that chance there in front. And Bruins, like I said, they're all back. But the coverage not where it needs to be.
Jeremy Swayman has had to come up with a few big ones here in this first period.
That was Matheson who could skate, and Kapanen ends up getting the chance.
Swayman, career high in wins this year, 26, 14, and 3. He's given up 2 or fewer goals in 5 of the last 6. He has been one of the best goaltenders in the league since the Olympic break. A 1.83 goals against. That is tied for 4th best in the NHL since the league resumed. As the puck is floated all the way down here by Montreal, and that'll turn into an icing.
Not just the Bruins winning the draw in their own zone and icing the puck.
Bring the face-off back into Montreal territory. Swayman, of course, coming off that win over Washington on Saturday. Stopped 25 out of 27, and then 9 straight in the shootout to earn the victory. Fraser Minton will get the face-off in the offensive zone here against Jake Evans.
It's been a while since the Bruins have had a shot, and I think it was from their power play. I don't think they've had a shot since. It's been all Montreal.
Off this draw, it'll come back toward McAvoy. Gives over to Aspero. Left circle, Pasternak trying to turn away from Dobson. Stumbled. Tries to get up and stay with it, and then Dobson wrestles him down. Texier will push it out into neutral ice. He and Husnudinov get tangled up. Husnudinov grasping at his face. Looked like he might have thought something up high, but they play on. Minton will come back the other way with some speed across the Montreal line, and then had that puck taken away from him in the near circle. Carrier will spin it back up ice. He gets it away from Evans onto Zadorov. Long pass up the near side. Minton cutting into the middle as he comes to the Montreal line. Left it along the near boards to Pasternak. Gets sandwiched between a couple of red sweaters. Near side circle. Texier pushed back into the corner to try and get away from Middlestat. Evans will bring back out towards center ice and dump in from the red line. 5:50 to go here in the first period. Zadorov. Big hit on Bolduc along the far boards. But the Canadiens able to keep that alive. Slavkovsky trying to get it to the front. Instead, here's Suzuki in front off the feed from Carrier, and that one just goes wide.
Again, wide open.
On the near side wall, Peak shoves Slavkovsky away from it.
Don't know if that would have counted. I thought that was offside. But
Zacha brings it into the Montreal zone. Arvidsson on the left wing. His centering pass is taken away by Goulet. Lohrei coming into the right wing corner to Middlestat. Missed Arvidsson in the slot with a shot now by Hampus Lindholm, and the blocker save. And now the Bruins have to hustle back as Hampus Lindholm does just that and shoves Suzuki away from him. Around the near boards it came to Struble. Behind the net, Suzuki held against the wall by Lohrei. Zacha will peel out of the far corner with possession. Arvidsson from his own blue line. Bruins starting a change. Arvidsson will bring it to the red, dumps it in. That one got around Dobish in behind the net. Our side corner. Elias Lindholm battling with Hudson. Eyssimont there as well. Gallagher able to reach in and grab it with his stick. Caulfield will come to center ice. Floater in towards Swayman. Made sure that was going wide. Deneau Ridden off it by Aspero, and McAvoy starts the Bruins out. Outlet comes to Geekie. Across the line to Asimov. Moving to the high slot. Shot juggled by Dobish. He still doesn't have it. And the puck gets pushed back in behind the net. Geekie got it in front. Elias Lindholm point blank. And Dobish has that between the pads. And then Asimov gets wiped out by Dobson. And everyone will gather in.
Dobson and Anderson, but he took a whack at Dobish after the save. So if you're going to take a whack at the goaltender, you expect to get hit.
4:13 to play here in the first period. Bruins won and the Canadiens won on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network. Still some milling about here and a lot of chatter going on. The officials trying to keep everyone apart. And now we will step aside here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, a 4.49% APR on a 2026 Civic Hybrid, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HRV.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI and Type R.
Hey, it's Charlie McAvoy, and I'm proud to partner with Service Credit Union because I believe in their mission to support first responders. This season, our 73 Reasons campaign is giving back over $250,000 to protect those who protect us. Join thousands making a difference today at servicecu.org.
Hey hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at timbertech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Now at Wendy's, you can go big, biggie, or biggier. With our new $4, $6, or $8 meal, you choose your deal, as you should. Sorry, I get fired up when I'm talking deals. More biggie options, more of what you really want at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.99% APR on a 2026 CR-V or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
Toucher and Hardy, mornings on the Sports Hub.
Pavel Zacha, the power play goal early on here in the first period, assisted by Charlie McAvoy and David Pasternak. With those feeds, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation donates another $200 to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help fight food insecurity. Learn more about Feeding the Puck for families at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck. We're tied at 1. 4:13 left in the first.
Bruins needed a shift like that where they had a couple of good chances. Dobish, he's an adventurer. He really is. And they're talking about that. Like Fowler, the other goaltender here that's dressed today, the guy that you're probably going to see the majority of the action, there's a calming effect with him when he's in the net. Dobish is effective, but he's a little bit more all over the place.
Jacob Fowler played a game against the Bruins earlier this year and got the win at TD Garden. Two-time first-team All-American at Boston College in his rookie season. As the Canadiens come forward here with Suzuki.
I mean, they like him. He's going to be the guy.
Yeah. He's 21 years old. Dobson at the right point will push it back around behind the Bruins net, all the way around the near side. Husnudinov along the near wall will send it out of the zone. It was deflected off of Caulfield. And the Bruins will change up as the Canadiens come back to get it in their own end with 3.5 to play in the first period. Matheson to neutral ice and dumps in from the red line all the way to the far corner. Zadorov leaves it loose toward that far circle, picked off by Demidov. Walks it back down toward the end wall, turns away from Corrali, gets it back to the point, gets it right back from Hudson. Tried to return it to him, missed him, but it came to Struble to keep in. Now Hudson in the right wing corner. He skates it back up toward the top, all the way out to the center of the blue line to the left circle. Newhook was there looking for the redirect. Lifted back into the Montreal zone. Hudson wheels it right back up ice. Demidov met by Lohrei. Floater toward Kapanen. Crossing pass. And it's broken up by Hampus Lindholm. Swayman covers it.
Transition right back up the other way. They're quick. They're quick when they get the puck. They're quick in the zone. They can make plays. It was a bit of a chance there earlier in that shift, and it happened last night against against Jack Hughes where there's a switch up high with the forwards, with the offensive team, and the Bruins, I think that, I know it's kind of a man-on-man hybrid, but I think they can make a switch there, and they just have to communicate it. And Jack Hughes got a great chance last night, and that was a decent opportunity there from the slot.
Face off to the left of Jeremy Swayman, 2:46 to go in the period. Zaka and Evans on this draw. And the Bruins will control it. Lohrei got it to Hampus Lindholm coming behind the net around the near side boards. And it's loose near the Montreal blue line. Middlestat gets written into the boards hard by Gooley. Canadians coming back forward.
Two up in the play.
Down by Lohrei on the near side. Thrown in front. A chance on the doorstep. Hampus Lindholm able to shove Evans toward that far corner.
Stronger on the boards there. One-on-one battles.
Gooley gets that one through. Swayman with the right pad save along the near post. Texier sends around the far side. Carrier to the near side point for Gooley. That one goes wide off the back wall, back around to Evans. Takes a shoulder from Hampus Lindholm. Zaka at his pocket pick by Bolduc. Bolduc brings it in behind the net. Texier battling back there with Lohrei, able to stay on it. Texier coming toward the near side. Hashmarsh tried to play it toward the corner. Caught a piece of the referee. Zaka puts a shoulder into Bolduc. Now on the end boards. Lindholm shoving Evans down. Lohrei will toss one all the way out to center ice. Middlestat is there. He gets knocked down by Texier.
Yeah, Lohrai's going to get penalty here for high stick. Way behind the play, inside the zone.
Dobish headed toward the bench with 90 seconds to go in the period. Extra skater on for Montreal. Dobson steps to the right to get around Pasternak. Comes all the way through neutral ice. Down the right circle. Deals it back to Matheson just inside the blue line. He brings it to the half wall near side. And looking down low, McAvoy picks that off, and that draws the whistle for the penalty. And it will give Montreal their first power play of the game with 1:13 left here in the period.
Yeah, Bolduc. I'd like to see this one again.
Boston number 6, minor penalty for slashing.
Slashing. Okay, I thought it was going to be a high stick. Well behind the play. I think Lohrei was a little frustrated. He got hit by Bolduc.
Wow. So Lohrai's stick was kind of wrapped around Bolduc's waist because Bolduc was trying to keep him from getting up the ice. Gave him a little shot. Bolduc fell like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, that should have been both guys if they wanted to call anything.
Here's Kastelic inside the Bruins zone. Corrali able to slap it out, and now he's racing Hudson into the Montreal zone. Hudson just a step on him.
I hope he's okay.
I'm sure he'll be back. 53 seconds to go in the period. Canadiens gain the attacking blue line. Slafkovsky along the near board. Suzuki back to Hudson at the left point. Suzuki at the left hash marks. Down low, Caulfield. He is dangerous from that spot, as the Bruins have found out a number of times this year. Steal by Hampus Lindholm, far side from Demidov, and he lofts it back through center. Suzuki to Slafkovsky with 30 to go in the period. Here's Suzuki to the high slot. Pass to the right side for Caulfield.
Good stick by Husseldinov.
And
really good
stick.
clear. Back into play. Suzuki can take that shot from the middle if he wants, but Husseldinov played that well.
Hudson will bring back into the Bruins zone with 14 to go in the period. Caulfield lunging to keep that puck alive off of Karam. Slafkovsky get it back to Caulfield, but off his skates. Zadorov's got it. 6 to go in the period. From the red line, he drives one in on goal. Glove down by Dobish. He'll play it away, and that'll bring us to the end of the first period. So the Canadiens will carry 46, or make it 47 seconds worth of power play time over into the second period, as we are knotted at 1. Each team with 13 shots on goal in the first 20 minutes. We'll take a timeout, back with our first intermission, and a look back at some of the storied history between these two teams. On the way next here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub.
The sun is out, the birds are chirping, and the open road is calling. Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event and take that road trip you've been dreaming of. Now's the time to check out the Honda Civic and HR-V from Honda, the 2025 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value Brand.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
Hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Hi, I'm David Morales, General Manager of WellPoint in Massachusetts. At WellPoint, we're proud to once again partner with 98.5 The Sports Hub for the Hometown Heroes program, shining a light on the individuals who selflessly serve and support our communities across Massachusetts. These everyday heroes deserve to be recognized for the impact they make, both big and small. Help us celebrate them by nominating a hometown hero today at 985thesportshub.com/heroes.
Hey, it's Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law Group. There's something about Bruins hockey, toughness, tradition, and pride that runs deep in New England. That same mindset is how Catches Law Group was built for over 40 years. We've been this region's hometown law firm, fighting for our neighbors and recovering over $3 billion for the people who count on us. We are real trial lawyers who deliver real results. Because when the pressure's on, you need a team built to battle. Visit catcheslaw.com to schedule your free consultation today.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Boston Bruins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Bruins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Bruins.
Electrical contractors, Granite City Electric has a convenient way for you to pick up and access your materials 24/7. Introducing the GCE Night Train Depot. Pick up supplies when it's convenient for you. All materials are stored safely indoors and order size doesn't matter. It's not a locker. Best of all, it's free with over 27 Night Train Depot locations across New England. Convenience and savings all delivered to you from Granite City Electric Supply. Proud partner of the Boston Bruins Radio Network.
The Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, a 4.49% APR on a 2026 Civic Hybrid, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HRV.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI and Type R.
Felger and Maz, afternoons on the Sports Hub.
First intermission here in Montreal. The Bruins and the Canadiens are tied at 1. And for our first intermission tonight, we're going to go into the Wayback Machine. 15 years ago this spring, the Bruins and Canadiens played a series that no Boston fan will ever forget. Bruins coming back from down 0-2 to stun the Canadiens en route to their first Stanley Cup in 39 years. As part of our first intermission tonight, we go back to the archives. An old friend, Dave Gosher, takes us back through how the improbable comeback unfolded.
And the Bruins hearing it from the home crowd in the opener of this best-of-7 series. That's it. They're shut out on home ice as Canadiens take it by a final of 2-0. They'll feed it out to center. Well, the boos raining down in the Garden as Gill is knocked down to the Montreal line. Marchand jamming away at it. But time's going to run out on the Bruins, and they are in deep trouble. They're down 0-2 in this series, heading to Montreal for games 3 and 4.
I really felt calm. I felt confident. I know I talked to the team after the second loss at home, and we talked about, again, just going in there, worrying about winning one game. The first game, if we could get back on track here, we would be fine.
Bergeron has Krejci coming in front. Krejci, score! Long wrist shot, blocker save Price, trying to run it in front. Score! From behind the net, Nathan Horton put it in. Everly with a steal in front, score! Now Kelly through center, got an empty net in front of him. Kelly over the blue line to the net, and he scores! Chris Kelly is being hounded all the way by Subban, but he finished it off into the empty net. 3 games played in this series, and the road team has won all 3, and a huge win for the Bruins in Montreal tonight, as they take game 3 by a final of 4-2.
They were back in the series, and with 2 days off before game 4, Julian decided it was time for a little side trip.
We ended up going to Lake Placid, and then all of a sudden everything came out that we were looking for the miracle on ice.
And back through center comes Peverley with Kelly and Ryder. Up ice, Peverley left side, wrist shot, and he missed the net. Now trying to center it, Kelly. Ryder, wrist shot, score! Michael Ryder in front, and the Bruins win it in OT, and the series is tied 2 games apiece.
There was the Ryder line and with Peverly, and if I recall, I think it was Kelly at center, and those guys just did a great job and were good that game, and they scored the winning goal. So we just came back home, had lots of confidence, and just kind of took the series on from there.
Horton settling it along the left wing boards. Carries it out to the blue line and drops it off for Lucic. Lucic looking, dropped it to Ferentz, left side, wrist shot, save cross, rebound, score! Nathan Horton in double OT, and the Bruins lead the series 3 games to 2. 10 seconds, Horton over the Canadian line right side, trying to feed it to the slot, picked off by Gill and cleared. Plekanec will send it all the way down ice, but that's going to do it, and we'll have Game 7 in Boston tomorrow night.
We got to go out there and play our game, and play to win, and what's in the past is in the past, and you got to play for the present, and this is a pretty simple message, but that's the message that you have to have in playing those types of games. You got to put everything behind you and look at what you need to do here to win.
Feeds it out to Boychuk on the right point. Here's drive, score! Johnny Boychuk, high glove on Price, and the Bruins with a 1-0 lead, 3:31 in. Puck loose, high slot, Recchi has it, right shot, score! Mark Recchi from the slot to the stick side on Price, and the Bruins are up 2-0. Camilleri left wing circle across right side, wrist shot, score, Yannick Weber. And the Canadiens get on the board. Plekanec looks to break, short-handed, a breakaway down the middle, shot, score! And the Canadiens have tied it at 2. Ferentz, wrist shot, deflected, save, rebound, score! Chris Kelly in front on the backhand, and the Bruins have a 3-2 lead. Wisniewski being chased down by Bergeron. He'll turn the net. Oh, they're going to call Bergeron for a penalty. Now into the zone, Plekanec right side, looking, feeds it high slot, Subban a drive, and he scores! From the top of the left wing circle on the power play, PK Subban ties it with 1:57 left. And this series will be decided in sudden death in Game 7.
I think the mood is really about being focused and just keeping things simple, especially as the game goes on. You know, as the overtime goes on, you guys get tired. So it's about keeping things simple and go out there and just enjoy the moment.
And no one would enjoy the moment like Nathan Horton.
Anything can happen in the playoffs. No matter where you're up 3-0, you're down 2-0. Things can turn. You just got to work through it until you get that 4th win, because like everyone says, that's the hardest one to get.
On the right side, puck deflects in the air. McQuaid gloves it down, loose puck into the right corner. And McQuaid pushes it now for Lucic. He'll glove it, feed it high slot. Horton, little room, his drive, score! Nathan Horton wins Game 7 in overtime, and the Bruins beat the Canadiens 4-3.
I don't remember too much, but I remember Luch coming up with the puck, and I just tried to get open, and I tried to put the puck towards the net, and luckily it got deflected off someone, and it went straight in, and that's all I remember. I mean, it's pretty special. Again, it doesn't get any better.
I think it felt pretty good, because if you look back, like my first year here, we took Montreal to 7 games and lost that 7th game in Montreal. We know the last couple of years has been Carolina, and it's been Philadelphia. So I saw some of the stats of the Bruins in the 7th game. So you feel happy, and it happened in our building. Our fans are, were excited, elated to see that goal go in, and it was nice to reward our fans with that, because they've been punished enough.
Such fun memories, and thanks to Dave Gaucher, as the Bruins and the Canadiens making some more magic here tonight. An exciting first period. We're tied at 1 after 1. We'll get a check of the Sports Hub headlines with Joe Murray when we return on the 98.5 The Sports Hub, Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
If you're thinking about a new roof, you probably need one. East Coast Metal Roofing. Their roofs are guaranteed to last a lifetime. Call now and get 10% off, plus no payments and no interest for 1 full year with approved credit. Call 844-611-ECMR or visit eastcoastmetalroofing.com.
When I was a kid battling cancer, I met the runner who ran a marathon in my honor. I'm Kira. I'm running the Boston Marathon, presented by Bank of America for Massachusetts General Hospital, for a kid going through cancer treatment, just like I did.
Donate to Kira's cause at BofA.com/supportkira. Bank of America supports everyone who asks what's possible. What would you like the power to do? References to charitable organizations is not an endorsement by Bank of America Corporation.
Hi, I'm Richard Brackett with Stazione De Federal and The Federal. Both Waltham restaurants have gorgeous private dining spaces. Stazione has multiple floors, each with their own bar and restrooms. Our roof deck has unforgettable views that overlook the Charles River, the ideal setting for that perfect group photo. The Federal and Stazione De Federal, premier destinations to host your corporate event, family celebration, wedding, reunion, bereavement. We do it all and have plenty of on-site parking. So whether you're celebrating milestones or entertaining clients, join me at Stazione De Federal or visit my partner David Alphonse at The Federal.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
If you or someone you know is struggling with substance use, the New England Recovery Center can help. Inpatient program admission is available 24/7. Visit newenglandrecoverycenter.org or call 877-MY-REHAB.
Coleman!
It's electric!
A whole house generator from Coleman Electric saves a family unit. Boom! Big storm, power goes out. Coleman Electric saves you from this misery with a whole house generator. Schedule a free estimate for a whole house generator install. Call Coleman.
It's electric!
The Pats play on the Sports Hub.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBCFM at HD Boston, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Easily Media Group Station. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Taking a look at the NHL scoreboard after one period, Islanders have a 2-0 lead over Toronto. It's the Blue Jackets 2, Hurricanes nothing. And the Wild, they have a 2-0 lead over Chicago. Actually, Chicago just scored to make it 2-1. 9 minutes to go in the first. Later on tonight, Jets host the Predators. Sharks travel to Edmonton. Panthers and Vancouver, the 10 o'clock game tonight. Sabres in Vegas. And the Kraken, they'll host the Lightning. The World Baseball Classic gets underway in just a little bit. It's the championship game. It's between Team USA and Venezuela. Roman Anthony will bat sixth in the lineup tonight. For a limited time, the Bruins Stadium Series collection is 25% off. Shop jerseys, hats, tees, novelties, and more. The gear is going fast, so grab your favorites at the Pro Shop, powered by 47 while they last. Shop the full Stadium Series collection sale now at bostonproshop.com or in the store and the hub on Causeway. Headlines are brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com. You'll save 15% off your next drive-through oil change. I'm Joe Murray. Second period's next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The Peterson School is now hiring for new instructors at all locations.
Hi, I'm Adam Norcott, an electrical instructor at the Peterson School. I've learned so much from my students and their experiences, and it's made me a better teacher, foreman, and electrician.
Visit petersonschool.com.
Whether you're putting together a hockey team or Ford's award-winning lineup of SUVs, a great team starts with the right players, like the iconic Ford Bronco family, with great looks and the 4x4 capability to perform on or off the ice, and the rugged Ford Explorer, with seating for 7 and room for all your gear. Check out the full lineup of award-winning Ford SUVs at your New England Ford dealers today. Proud partner of the Boston Bruins.
98.5 The Sports Hub and the Bruins Radio Network welcome the following new partners. Your New England Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado. TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. Blue Sky Restoration. Tune in to hear this date in history being restored by Blue Sky all season long. And remember, if you have a property disaster, visit goblusky.com. And your Boston area Lexus dealers. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer today. From the home of the Bruins, thank you for joining our winning team.
Hey, it's Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law Group. If you've spent years working in construction, the wear and tear on your body can add up. And what many people don't realize is that those conditions may actually entitle you to compensation. At Catches Law, we've won more for construction workers than any other law firm in New England. We understand the work, we understand the injuries, and we know how to win. If your job is taking a toll on your body, it's time to find out your options. Visit catcheslaw.com for a free consultation today. There's no fee unless you win.
Hey hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at timbertech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope, it's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Find your pot of gold at the 99. Stop in this St. Patrick's Day for lucky specials like green beer and a corned beef and cabbage dinner. March 16th and 17th only. You gotta love the nines.
Want the lowest price on name brand tires? Town Fair Tire beats all the competition. We beat the wholesale clubs. We beat online prices. We beat all local tire dealers. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire. The Bruins play on the Sports Hub.
Bruins and Canadians tied at 1 after one period. We're joined downstairs by Jonathan Aspro. Before I ask you about the first period, you're a Quebec kid. I know you got a chance to play here earlier this year, but what does it mean to you to skate in this building?
It means a lot. I'm super excited to be here with this group of guys on the ice, and it's a lot of fun to play for sure.
What's the biggest key defensively against this Montreal team? What do you have to be aware of tonight?
I think we have to be aware of their speed. I think they're a really fast group, and they have a good transition team, so you got to be aware of that.
Third game in 4 days. How do you feel coming into this game? Does what's on the line tonight give you a little bit extra juice?
Yeah, of course. It's a really big game for us, and I think it's an exciting game for all the guys, so really lots of juice going.
Appreciate the time. Good luck in the second.
Thank you.
Thanks to Jonathan Aspero for joining us. He's brought to you by TD Bank. TD cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden, from pro shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. Learn more at the TD Garden website. TD Bank, bank of the Boston Celtics and Bruins. 1-1 game as we go to the second period. Pavel Zacha, a power play goal on the front end of a 4-minute double minor to Alexander Carrier. Zacha scores his 21st from Pasternak and McAvoy at 2:22 of that first period. Nick Suzuki evened it up for Montreal at 10:31 from Slavkovsky and Caulfield. And that is where we are right now, but Montreal will have 47 seconds left on their first power play of the game, with Mason Lohrei in the box for a slashing call late in that first period. Shots were 13 aside through the first 20 minutes. 24-20 were the attempts in favor of Montreal. 7 of the Bruins' 13 shots came during that 4-minute power play.
Yeah, they went a long time without a shot on goal, and it was Montreal kind of dictating the pace of play for a while. And then the Bruins had a good shift or two there where they had some opportunities.
Bruins will go from right to left on offense here in the second period. Kastelik able to play it in the Montreal zone and force them to go 200 feet. Hudson will leave it behind. Demidov to his right to Suzuki. Brings it across the Boston line. Caulfield will float one toward the corner. Suzuki had it batted back toward the near corner. McAvoy played it up the wall. And it'll be taken by Kastelik, and all the way down it goes with 20 to go on the Lohrei penalty. Hudson quickly back from the back of his own net all the way to center ice. And now across the Boston line. Hands off to Caulfield. Drags away from Minton. Gives over to the right side for Dobson stepping in. Over to that far side again. And Caulfield's shot broke off of Swayman wide of that far post. Back to Suzuki out near the blue line. Hudson, right circle, all the way across. Slavkovsky shot up high on Swayman. Banging away at the rebound was Caulfield. Swayman had to make at least a couple of stops there. Bruins are back to full strength. And Fraser Minton will play it around Hudson into the Montreal zone. Dobson takes away behind the Canadiens' net. Minute 10 gone here in the second period. Dobson back into the Bruins zone. Hands off to Bolduc, and his shot blocked by Zadorov will go out of play.
Bolduc back out there. It's good to see.
Shook off that slash from Mason Lohrei.
No, look, Caulfield, dangerous, right? He likes to park himself over in that left wing circle. Got 39 goals this year. You know the last 40 goal scorer, who the last 40 goal scorer was for the Montreal Canadiens? You got to go back to 1994. 1994. Vincent Danfus. Wow. It's incredible. I don't know if you read the Gazette today.
I didn't get a chance to see it. No.
That wasn't in there, but they talked about this is the 30th anniversary of this building. Yesterday was.
There's Zadorov with a shot that gets gloved by Dobish, hangs on.
So Montreal Forum, and that the year before they started playing here was when they traded Patrick Roy, and they were talking about the ghosts. They have not won a Stanley Cup since. It was a very interesting article because when the team in the building first were for sale, it was $265 million. Then it was sold again a few years later for $565 million. That was in 2009, I believe. It was just valued.
I said, how many billions of dollars?
$3.4 billion. Wow. That's what Forbes valued it at.
Not a bad profit. Bills are going to face off in the offensive zone here for Elias Lindholm. Wins it to Zadorov. Quickly over to Peak. Stepping in, right circle, and the shot is gloved by Dobish.
Confident save. He's been good with that glove.
Andrew Peak celebrating his 28th birthday today here in Montreal. The face-off coming up in the offensive zone with 18:29 to go here in the second period. So they move the face-off to that far circle this time. Elias Lindholm against Jake Evans. Off the draw, Geekie gets it back to the point. Peak with a shot. That one gets through, and Dobish squeezes it up against his midsection.
When it first went for sale, there was not one Canadian or French Canadian or Canadian bidder. Wow. And a man named George, I think it was George Gillette, bought it. And then he's the one who sold it. He made a $300 million profit. He sold it to Molson, and now it's gone from $565 million to $3.4 billion. Wow.
On the near side, or far side rather, Peak throws another one toward the net. That'll ricochet to the near side, and Zadorov played back into the corner. Geekie get it back to the blue line. Zadorov will wheel it deep. Elias Lindholm played off the far side, got away from Asamont. Anderson will bring it through the neutral zone, chip it in. Peak turns to go get it. Anderson puts a shoulder into him, comes around behind the net toward the near side corner. Carrier got bumped off it, goes around to the far side. Stepping in for the shot was Gooley. That's going to ricochet all the way back down to the Montreal end. Dobish playing it just in front of the goal line, and Asamont was bearing down on him, had to get rid of it. In the neutral zone, Gallagher gives to Carrier. Up into neutral ice. McAvoy a takeaway. Aspero laid it forward, but picked off by Deneau, and right back deep it goes. Deneau picked up in a trade from LA earlier this year. As McAvoy drives in from the red line. Stopped behind the net, Dobish. Sent it back around that far side, lifted out of the zone by Struble. McAvoy, Middlestat, whips it across the ice for Arvidsson. Right at the line. Plays it around a fallen Hudson, but Struble takes away. Stops behind his net. Now will bring out between the circles. 3 minutes gone here in the second period. Tie game. Struble a dump in. Comes all the way around the near side boards. Arvidsson will carry the Bruins forward. Coming up the near left wing side. Hands off to Middlestat. They're going to whistle it down. Say Minton, I guess, was offside in the middle.
That's a promising rush right there. You had guys jumping up into the play. Had an odd man rush. Minton put himself offside on that far side. That's a tough one there because Arvidsson upset right now going to the bench. He's looking at the coaches going, was that offside?
Read his lips. We can't tell you what he said. Face-off win here in the neutral zone. Hampus Lindholm over to Lohrei. Fires it around the boards. Dobish stays put on this one. Suzuki for Matheson behind the net. Shovels it past Pasternak. Into the middle, it'll come to Suzuki. Up ice. Lindholm able to get one in. Hampus, that is, against Slafkovsky. Get a stick in there. But Slafkovsky gloves it down along the near boards. Keep in. They're going to call a hand pass as he handed it off to Caulfield.
Fans, hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency, peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless Boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
16:25 to go in the second period, tied at 1. Fourth and final meeting of the year between the Bruins and the Canadiens. Boston can win it in regulation. They would leapfrog both Detroit and Montreal into third place in the Atlantic.
Yeah, Detroit not playing tonight.
Comes around the near side boards the Bruins zone. Aspero will send it back to the far side. Pasternak pass through the middle. Out of the reach of McAvoy. He'll come back deep. Pasternak banned on it on the far side as he tried to cut it off, but Suzuki kept in. Now the Bruins regain. Aspero outlet for Husnudinov. Ahead for Pasternak. Deflected off he and Matheson in on goals. Covered up by Dobish. And the Bruins get a face off the offensive zone. A little slow start to the second period.
That first period was pretty good pace to that first period. Both teams created some good scoring chances for themselves. And we're only 4 minutes plus into this period, but it's been a little quieter.
Minton will take the face-off near circle down to our left. Bruins attack zone against Jake Evans. And Evans able to pull it back. Carrier feathers up the right side. Texier played into the middle. Here's Evans moving in across the line and just missed Texier coming down the middle. On the near side boards, Texier able to spin Pasternak off of it at the blue line. Loose puck comes to Evans on the right side. Turns away from an Aspero hit in the near corner. Brought back along the wall, and Aspero knocks down Bolduc with a check. Texier pushed it off the back of the net to the far side corner. Evans pass picked off. Husnudinov rink wide for Pasternak. Carrier stepped in front of that one. Texier right back in across the line here. Got it off to the far side, and Cooley with a shot from the top of the left circle. Missed wide.
Jumping into the play after a turnover in the neutral zone.
Pasternak and Carrier battling over it near the Montreal line. Bolduc able to golf it forward. Coming back into his own zone is Deneau. 5 minutes into this second period. Here's Gallagher up the right wing side. Lost his footing as he tried to turn against Corrali. McAvoy has it deflected to the far corner. Jeannot under pressure over there from Deneau. And McAvoy will push it back in behind. Aspero deflected off of Corrali. Wasn't intended for him, but they get it out of the zone anyway. Corrali will dump in from the red line. Jeannot from behind the net. Got it to Kastelik in the left corner. Back to Zadorov coming in across the blue line with his shot from the top of the left circle. And that one goes up and out of play.
Yeah, the turnovers that hurt them yesterday, be careful of those. That's an errant pass looking for Pasternak over on the left wing side. It doesn't connect, and then they're jumping into the play. And those D are quick to activate, get up the ice.
Heard from Marco Sturm after last night's game, frustrated with the turnovers that let that game get away from him.
Because they didn't have those turnovers in the first period. And then too early in the second turns the game around.
Face-off win by Zacha, but it'll come out past
back.
Zadorov shoots off the near boards. Middlestat picks up at center ice. Finds a lane to the right wing side. Pulls up top of the circle. Crossing past Arvidsson. Right in front. Zacha scores! The Bruins on the rush, and Zacha gets his second of the game, deflecting in that pass, and they grab the 2-1 lead.
Good hustle by Zadorov, getting back into the zone and then quickly moving this puck up the ice. And a couple of the Canadiens run into one another. They're back. They've got 3 guys back, but they don't identify. Middlestat gets some extra space coming into the zone. He goes down on that right wing side. He's going to find the late guy in Arvidsson, and then Arvidsson walks into a good shooting position. And those same 2 Canadians who ran into each other both go to Arvidsson, and it's going to leave Zacha wide open. I think Hudson was one of them.
So
Zacha might have been Jake Evans and Hudson, possibly.
Zacha with both goals tonight for the Bruins. 22 now on the season.
Stays hot. What a pass from Arvidsson. Great tip from Zacha.
That line just has been the Bruins' best since the break. As Swayman gloves one, hangs on to it. Face off in the D zone, coming with 14:08 to go here in the second period.
See how upset that Hudson was after that goal was scored. You know, they knew that there was a breakdown there. They kind of bump into each other. That gave Middlestat the extra space. You got Saka going to the net, and Arvidsson coming late. The pass goes to Arvidsson, and both of those guys go towards Arvidsson, and it leaves Saka wide open.
Face off in the defensive zone. Matheson holds in at the blue line, brings it back around far side. Morgan Geekie is there. His 400th career game tonight. Rink wide pass comes to Asamont down the left wing circle. Shot squeezing up against the near post. Dobish, as that one in the crook of his arm, draws the whistle. And we'll take a timeout. 13:53 to go here in the second period, and the Bruins are back in front, 2-1 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
Advance your career with an MBA or specialized master's through Babson College. Join the school ranked #2 best college in the U.S. by the Wall Street Journal 2025. Visit babson.edu/grad programs.
Come to our free open house at Elite Chest in Westwood and save $500 when you book a gynecomastia procedure. Go to EliteChest.com. That's EliteChest.com. Need a new roof for your home or business? Then call East Coast Metal Roofing, lifetime guaranteed roofs, and get 10% off during their Spring into Savings event when you mention me, Felger. Call 844-611-ECMR or visit EastCoastMetalRoofing.com.
The game is on. The crew's here, and the snack spread from Big Y, oh, it's a thing of beauty. Wings that sauce the competition, platters that get major play, hand-tossed pizzas for the whole team, and that impressive 30-inch super sub. Shout out to the experts at Big Y for the assist. Are they cheering for the game or for your snacks? My question exactly, sports fans. Big Y. Nicely done.
The Revolution play on the Sports Hub.
Pavel Zacha's second goal of the night. Tonight's electric play delivered by Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train. Electrical contractors, get on board the GCE Night Train. Order your materials to be delivered overnight to the job site the following morning. And save time and money. Go to GCEnighttrain.com to order.
It was my mistake. It was definitely Hudson, but it was actually Kapanen and Hudson. And Hudson had his man in the neutral zone. That was Middlestat. He was up on him, but he ends up running into Kapanen. And then they both take Arvidsson coming into the zone.
Bruins up by 1 here in the second period. 13:45 to go. Elias Lindholm's shot got blocked. Slavkovsky will one-hand it up the near side boards. Lohrei comes back behind the Bruins net with Slavkovsky in tow. Now Hampus Lindholm will push back in behind toward the near side for Asamont. Mikey going to bring it out into neutral ice. On the right wing side, here comes Lohrei just inside the Montreal zone. Carrier cut off a pass at the back of the net for Asamont. And it'll be played back out into neutral. Gooley able to get away from a fallen Geekie. Inside the zone, Gooley will wrap it around near side. Hampus Lindholm. The pass got away from Geekie, lifted right back in by Dobson. Bouncing in the right corner. Evans and McAvoy come together. Bolduc's pass on the far side. Texier will rim it right back deep. Evans going into the left corner and now up the circle. All the way back out to the blue line. Turns and fires. Deflected off of McAvoy. Bolduc in that far corner against Hampus Lindholm. They will come back in behind the net all the way around to the near side. Bolduc out to the blue line. He turns and fires. Glove down in front by Elias Lindholm, but he lost it. And Texier on the back door for Evans, and it just went wide of the near post.
Tied up by McAvoy.
Dobson along the near side wall. Goes down toward the corner, but a centering pass. Elias Lindholm blocks that back out to center ice. He'll go for a change. Geekie will get off as well. Matheson dances right back to the Boston line, and then he lost his stick, and they're going to call a penalty here.
It's going to be a high stick, I believe, on Matheson. Got Pasternak up high.
Yeah, Pasternak checking to see if he is wounded.
Number 8. Montreal's got a minor for a high stick.
The Bruins will get their third power play of the game.
You don't see that up, and he had the puck. He was carrying the puck into the zone, and Pasternak tried to step in front of him. And yeah, he came up with his stick, caught Pasternak up high.
The Bruins scored on the Power play early on in this one. 1 out of 2 on that double minor.
Close call, though. Evans with a great opportunity. Had himself the whole net. Elias Lindholm read it. Right? It was a wrist shot towards the net. He was going to glove it down and start moving up the other way, but it got away from him.
We'll start with the second unit, including Pasternak here. As Lori has it off the win of the faceoff. Stuart Pasternak coming out of the left wing corner. Hands off with the backhand to Middlestat. Tried to get it to Minton, but picked off. Gooley in the near corner. Gets surrounded. Middlestat will take the puck away, but on the near side hash marks. It's won back by Evans and tossed all the way down toward Jeremy Swayman. Minute 35 to go on the power play. Bruins moving from right to left here in the second period with a 1-goal lead. Lori from center ice turns it back. Arvidsson coming out across his own blue line. All the way to the Montreal line. Pasternak quickly to Lori. Far circle. Middlestat trying to pass it across. That got blocked. Chase for it on the far circle. Anderson put a shoulder into Middlestat, but Minton came away with the puck. Lori, top of the circle, moving through the high slot. Now he wheels back toward the blue line. Stops. Gives to Pasternak, top of the left circle. Minute 7 to go in the man advantage. Arvidsson back to Pasternak. Shot blocked by Carrier. Loose out at the blue line. Pasternak tracks it down. Had his stick slashed out of his hands by Anderson. And the Canadiens will get the clear courtesy of Gooley. Both teams changing. 50 seconds to go on the power play. Lori giving back to Elias Lindholm. He'll carry it forward. Zacha back to Elias. Far side now. Pasternak coming down the wall. Centering pass gets deflected, bounces across toward the near side. Geeky under pressure from Dobson, and his pass is taken away by Hudson and cleared. 24 to go on the power play. McAvoy comes to center ice. Now back to Zacha. Elias Lindholm to Zacha, just in across the line.
Oh, that's close to offside.
It certainly was. McAvoy played it down into the right wing corner. Pasternak at the back of the net. Elias Lindholm angled off the far boards, but out of Zacha's reach. He's able to get to it at the blue line and keep in, but threw it to the slot. It's picked off. McAvoy will play it as it comes back toward the Boston zone, and out of the box comes Matheson. Bruins 1 for 3 on the power play now as Geeky walks in behind the Montreal net. Only to run into Dobson and lose possession. On the far side, Jeannot nearly took it all away. And instead it'll be Suzuki coming forward. He'll send it in as the Canadiens change. Zadorov in the far corner, holding off Slafkovsky. Brings it toward the back of the net. McAvoy keeps it moving toward the near side corner. But Slafkovsky's got it back. Centering pass kicked on to Suzuki. Struble with a shot from the left point that goes high and wide. Slafkovsky pushed out of the zone by Zadorov. 9:37 to go, second period. Bruins have a 2-1 lead thanks to a pair of Pavel Zacha goals. Caulfield will toss it deep into Boston territory. McAvoy backhands around the near side. Corrali will play it up ice. Kastelik on his horse. Gets around Struble. Struble comes back and gives him a shove into that far corner.
Wouldn't cooperate there for Kastelik.
Corrali back to Peak at the right point. Aspero now center blue line with a shot off the pads of Dobish. Kastelik and Jeannot in the near corner for the Bruins. Caulfield will play it around toward the far side corner. Suzuki knocked off it by Corrali. Peak will play it back around the glass. It'll come near side. Aspero pinching down. Jeannot's in a battle in front of the net. Both guys down. It's Carrier right in front. Aspero off a feed from Minton. Put it up over the crossbar.
Carrier took Jeannot down first, and then Jeannot took him down. And it ends up being a great chance for Aspero wide open in front of the net.
Here is Peak to Pasternak. Flying through the neutral zone. Cuts to his right around Demidov. Right circle. Trying to get around Matheson and couldn't.
Had 4 red jerseys back on him that time.
Kapanen played it toward the Boston line. Kicked in deep by Newhook. Backhanded around toward the far side. Demidov's pass taken away. Pasternak. He's got Minton coming through the neutral zone. Left side, Husnadinov back across. Pasternak, high slot shot. And Dobish turned that away. Dobson's pass didn't connect with Demidov. That'll turn into a Montreal icing with 8:06 to go here in the second period.
Fans, WellPoint is proud to honor our hometown heroes again this season and recognize the incredible people making a difference in their communities. Know someone who deserves to be honored? Nominate them today at 985thesportshub.com/heroes.
Bruins leading 2-1, 8:06 to go second period, and an attack zone faceoff. Elias Lindholm with Geeky and Asimont up front. Lori and Hampus Lindholm are the deep pair. Elias against Alex Newhook on the faceoff. Bruins control it. It kicks off a skate right to Hampus Lindholm. Here's Lori. Back to Hampus, who's on that right point now. Throws it toward the net. That one got blocked. Newhook along the far wall will find it and lobs it back out toward the red line. Hampus Lindholm quickly back ahead to the blue, but Bruins would have been offside there. They have to turn back. Matheson waits in behind his own net. Starts it out toward the far side circle. Dobson will play it off the wall to Deneau at the Boston line. Sent into the left wing corner. Fedorov and Anderson collide over there. Puck brought back behind the net. Deneau coming around toward the near side. Back to Hudson. Walks at center blue line. Shot knocked down in front. Bruins can't get it cleared. Here's Hudson again. Right circle. That shot hit a leg in front.
Dangerous. Man, he's so mobile with that puck offensively.
Elias Lindholm finds it. Pushed it across ice. Asimont had it stolen by Struble before he got out of the zone. Peak dealing with Gallagher back behind Jeremy Swayman. Around the near side it'll come, and Anderson gets to it first. Gallagher shoved by Peak. Hudson at the hash marks. Steps back out toward the center of the blue line. Still going toward the far side. Shoots and scores. Anderson was in front of Swayman and looked like he got the tip. Montreal has tied it at 2.
Hudson controls this entire shift. You know, good work by the forwards down low, no question, to keep getting to loose pucks. But when Hudson gets it at the point, he's just so dangerous. He's so confident out there, mobile, moves to the middle of the ice. Anderson rotates to the front, and he gets body position on Zadorov out in front of the net, and Hudson gets this shot through. I mean, he's looking for a tip. It's a wrist shot, and it's about knee high or thigh high, and it's a good tip by Anderson in front. I mean, he carves out position for himself with Zadorov in front, but it's all after a hard-working shift down low, a lot of it below the tops of the circles, and then Hudson just controls the rest. They had a chance to get it out, so it wasn't just that one. It was, I think it was Struble that helped keep that puck in when they had a good opportunity to clear it.
So for Josh Anderson, his 13th of the season. Lane Hudson with 68 points now on the year. He's 4th in the league among point scorers by defensemen. This puck is volleyed out through neutral ice here. Texier from the red line will lift it in. On the far side boards, Texier will get it back to the point. Dooley with a shot. Swayman's got that squeezed and gets a stick from Texier. And McAvoy grabs hold of Texier. Aspro's got a hold of somebody else there.
That's another opportunity with the Canadiens getting to the front of the net and looking for a tip. And it happened there with Anderson in the goal, and then they go right back to the front of the net there.
The tempers simmering for the moment. 6:11 to go here in the second period, and we are tied at 2 here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.99% APR on a 2026 CR-V or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
Good news, homeowners. Over the last 5 years, home values have increased more than 40%. Bad news, homeowners. Some of you haven't adjusted your insurance to cover your home's increased value, which means a natural disaster could also be a financial disaster. Relax, people. Talk to an independent agent about safety insurance. They'll make sure you have the coverage you need today to ensure a happy tomorrow. Safety insurance will help you manage life storms.
The Shaws and Star Market Foundation have teamed up with 98.5 The Sports Hub for Feeding the Puck for Families. Every time Boston feeds the puck to help score a goal, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate funds to end hunger here in Eastern Mass. Since its inception, Nourishing Neighbors has raised more than $250 million across the country to ensure their neighbors have the nutrition needed to thrive. Locally, with each assist, the foundation will make a donation of $100 to the Greater Boston Food Bank, up to $50,000 to help our neighbors in need. Learn more at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
The Honda Spring Event,
For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, a 4.49% APR on a 2026 Civic Hybrid, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HRV.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI and Type R.
The Celtics play on the Sports Hub.
The Bruins are back on Causeway Street on Thursday night. Take on the Winnipeg Jets at 7 p.m. Select tickets still available. Visit bostonbruins.com/tickets and grab your seat to cheer on the Bees right now.
6 more games after today are against the division. Now, some of those teams are out of it, you know, Toronto and Florida, but you got 2 against Tampa. You got Detroit next Saturday, or this coming Saturday
night. 8 o'clock face-off in Motown. National TV game.
Done against Ottawa. Buffalo, you got.
Toronto and Buffalo in a back-to-back. One in Toronto at home, Buffalo on the road next Tuesday and Wednesday. Face-off win by Newhook inside the Bruins zone. Here's Hudson, high slot, shot blocked by Arvidsson. Hudson backhanded toward the corner. Newhook and Zacha trying to find it. Newhook along the wall, Zacha. And now it'll come around from Kapanen around to the far side board. Struble shoves Arvidsson, but Arvidsson comes away with it. Steps in behind his own net and leaves it for Aspero. Long pass up the right side. Zacha kept it moving forward. Middlestat going into that far corner against Hudson. To a side in there. Squirts in behind the net. And Kapanen brings it to the near side circle. Going to skate it all the way out to the red line to the Boston Blues. Still going down the right wing side. Brings it around the far side. Husnudinov waiting for it, but Gouli jumped in front of him to win it. Hampus Lindholm toward Husnudinov, who gets a second effort to get it out of the zone. And now brought up the far side by Pasternak. Gouli gets back into position. Minton, they say he held that into the blue line. Didn't look like it.
No. Hopefully they don't score here, because that's coming back.
Gouli from behind the Montreal net. We hit 5 minutes to go here in the second period in a tie game. Gouli from the red line dumps it in. Swayman slowed it up, couldn't stop it. Hampus Lindholm lost it to Suzuki. Gave it up and got it back from Slafkovsky. A one-timer by Carrier. Didn't get much on it. And in a little bit of trouble in front of the net, but the Bruins get the clear. Gouli to Caulfield. Back to Carrier. And from center ice, tossed down the right wing circle into the corner. Hampus Lindholm, Tanner Jeannot both over here. Bruins will start out. Pasternak will carry to center ice. Left wing pass to Jeannot. Gains the attacking blue line, but ridden off it by Dobson. Caulfield hit by Pasternak behind the net. Matheson will press it up for Suzuki. Rink wide it comes to Dobson. Long shot. Blocker stopped by Swayman. Far side boards. Suzuki back to Matheson. On to Dobson. Right point. Fired one through the slot. Suzuki had it deflect off the far side and lifted out of the zone now by Jeannot. Corrali just bats it forward. And Matheson has it inside his own zone here for Montreal. Matheson skates toward the red line, finds Anderson flying right down the middle. Zadorov gets a stick over there to knock that puck away.
A little bit too much of a gap there from the defenseman. Zadorov just went down.
Went down awkwardly in the corner, and we had a penalty coming up. Referee out at center ice indicating a slash on Brendan Gallagher, I believe. So with 3:39 to go here in the second period, Bruins will go to the power play. We are tied at 2 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub. Bruins Radio Network.
Montreal, 2
driven by the versatile Honda CRV at your local Honda dealer.
Sports don't get any tougher than hockey, and trucks don't get any tougher than Ford F-Series, F-150, and Super Duty. The trucks that move mountains also move parade floats and snowmobiles. With that versatility, it's no wonder Ford F-Series is the #1 selling pickup for 49 years straight. Visit your New England Ford dealers today for great offers. A proud partner of your Boston Bruins. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year total sales.
TD Bank's here for an assist with a special checking and savings account offer for new customers. Perfect for fans of the Bruins. Learn more at td.com/garden offer or stop by any TD Bank location in New England. Terms and eligibility apply. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins.
Town Fair Tire is New England's largest volume discount tire dealer with over 100 locations. So we sell Michelin tires for the guaranteed lowest price. Like Michelin tires with all-season capabilities and maximum performance. Plus, Town Fair will give you more free services for life on your Michelin tires for longer tread life and reliable traction in both wet and dry conditions. For the guaranteed lowest price on Michelin tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody!
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Now at Wendy's, you can go big, biggie, or biggier. With our new $4, $6, or $8 meal, you choose your deal, as you should. Sorry, I get fired up when I'm talking deals. More biggie options, more of what you really want at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
This is Boston's home for sports.
It's the Canadiens' Philip Danault who goes off for that slash on Nikita Zadorov, and the Bruins will go to the power play for the 4th time tonight in a tie game with 3:39 left in the second period.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. It's hard to tell. Danault came down. It was hard to tell if he got him. I mean, Zadorov's got an ice bag on his hand right now on the bench. But Wes McCauley was standing right there, but he was trying to get out of the way. It was the referee at center ice that made the call.
Zadorov getting some flack from a couple of the Canadians on his way off, but as you said,
Danault was kind of taking care of that. Here's the thing, you know, certain players have a reputation of the embellishment part of it. We've seen Zadorov for a year and 2/3. I don't remember him ever embellishing. Yeah, so some guys, you know, they have that reputation. He's certainly not one of them, but it was hard to tell, though.
It's tough to flop when you're 6'7", 255 pounds.
I think that's what the Canadiens are saying.
Bruins have to chase it all the way back to their zone.
Well, a flop, it's not a flop when you get slashed.
Right. Here is Zacha. Elias Lindholm turned over at the blue line. Evans will come back the other way shorthanded. Stops inside the Boston zone and just pushes it around behind the net. Minute and a half to go in the power play. Bruins moving from right to left. Geeky along the near side boards at his own blue line. Gives back to Zacha. Now he and Elias Lindholm traded coming through the neutral zone. Just in across the line, but turned over again. And Matheson sends it right back down.
Yeah, if it's not in the zone, it's entries. And right now, this power play specifically is entry.
Minton will bring it forward here as the Bruins change personnel. Comes in across the line, looking for Posto on the far side. Blocked away from him, and Kapanen this time gets the clear.
Remember early in the season, or through the better half of the first part of the season, I remember Marco Sturm telling us the guys are excited when they get a power play. They're anxious because they know they feel something good is going to happen. It's just been anything but that.
Arvidsson gets flattened along the near boards by Gooley. Puck batted out of the air with a glove by Dobson. Foot race to it near the Boston line, and Evans able to direct it into the Boston zone, but that's going to be a hand pass against the Canadiens. So with 34 seconds left on the power play, they'll bring the faceoff all the way back to the Montreal zone.
At least you get a faceoff now in the offensive zone, and maybe a chance to get yourself set up for a chance here, but the entry has been non-existent on this power play. And they tried different things, you know, you're moving the puck. They make a couple good plays through the neutral zone, but once they hit that offensive blue line, there's nothing there for them.
Minton and Evans near circle. One back into the corner by Evans. Matheson pivots away from Minton. Backhands a floater over Lorai's head and all the way down. 2 minutes to go here in the second period. 2-2 game. 20 seconds left on the power play. Minton skates it to center ice. Cuts to his right. Plays it toward Middlestad along the far side. Deflected puck got across to Hampus Lindholm. And his pass back through the slot. Tipped off Carrier.
That was a good play by Carrier. Looking backdoor that time.
Played forward by Kapanen. That'll do it for the power play. The Bruins 1 out of 4 tonight. Danault out of the penalty box. Took one away in the neutral's ice, but Corrali wins it right back. 90 seconds left in the period. Slafkovsky takes away a pass at the Montreal line. Caulfield turns it back to Slafkovsky. Jump in from the right wing boards. Takes a hit from Kastelik. Slafkovsky's stick went flying. Lorai towards Jeannot. Loose puck out near the blue line. Slafkovsky able to pull it away from Hampus Lindholm. But Rohrai sliding in the slot to block a pass across. Then Caulfield has it knocked off his stick as he tried to shoot. Hudson gives to Caulfield from the top of the right circle. Slafkovsky wheeling back up toward the center of the blue line. Shot knocked down by Swayman as he tried to glove it, and he had to make the save on the rebound. I think it was Hudson. Caulfield hands off to Struble, center of the blue line, with a shot that floats wide. Jeannot in the far corner, and we have a whistle, and the puck was touched with a high stick. So the faceoff is going to stay inside the Bruins zone with 44.5 to go in the period.
Linesman called that. The referee was looking at Linesman like, what's the whistle for? Yeah, that puck changed direction on Swayman. It hit him. And then the second chance, I don't think... No, he did. He got a toe on it, looked like, on the second opportunity.
That
was Hudson.
Right up against the post.
Great save. Do you want to talk about Hudson not making the U.S. Olympic team? Or at least, you know, he didn't make 4 Nations. He didn't make the Olympic team. Hard to argue with what they picked.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's a special player.
Rookie of the year last year.
Is setting all kinds of records here with assists, and
his younger brother Cole's getting ready to make his NHL debut. Looks like tomorrow night for Washington. Signed his entry-level deal coming out of BU. Older brother Quinn playing out with the Edmonton Oilers organization as well. Bruins have it tied up here inside the Montreal zone. Asimont throws one toward the net. Dobish up against that far post to make the stop. 13 seconds left in the period. Kapanen and out into neutral ice. Aspero takes that. Asimont will direct it back into the Montreal zone. He's getting into it over by the Bruins bench with Demidov a little bit. Dobson will just drive one in around behind Jeremy Swayman, and that'll bring us to the end of the second period. So a goal apiece in the first period, a goal apiece in the second period, and 40 minutes down here at the Bell Center. It's the Bruins 2 and the Canadiens 2. We'll be back to talk about what we've seen so far in just a moment here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Spring showers bring epic off-road adventures. So bring on the mud and bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. Honda vehicles are built for exploring. With the rugged Honda Pilot, Ridgeline, CR-V, and Passport, the road might stop, but you're not done. All from the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value Brand.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book. Visit kbb.com for more information.
Hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Hi, I'm David Morales, General Manager of WellPoint in Massachusetts. We're proud to continue our partnership with 98.5 The Sports Hub and the Hometown Heroes program, honoring the everyday heroes who work tirelessly to make our community stronger and healthier. From first responders to community leaders, these individuals deserve our recognition and gratitude. Now we want to hear from you. Head to 98.5thesportshub.com/heroes and nominate a hometown hero today.
Hi, I'm Rich McKinnon, President of the Professional Firefighters of Massachusetts, and I'm proud to partner with Service Credit Union. Service Credit Union supports our health, safety, and financial well-being of Massachusetts firefighters with competitive rates, easy online banking, and personal member-first service. They put people before profits and stand with the first responders who answer the call to protect and serve every day. Success built on trust, banking built on service. Join thousands who are making a difference and become a member today at servicecu.org/73 reasons.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Boston Bruins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Bruins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Bruins.
Hey hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at TimberTech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Here's another key to why nobody does it like Town Fair Tire. Lifetime winter changeover on any car you own. Another free service that Town Fair Tire offers. Go to townfairtire.com to see more key reasons why nobody does it like Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
The Peterson School is now hiring for new instructors at all locations.
Hi, I'm Adam Norcott, an electrical instructor at the Peterson School. I've learned so much from my students and their experiences, and it's made me a better teacher, foreman, and electrician.
Visit petersonschool.com.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.99% APR on a 2026 CRV or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
Boston Sports Talk.
Middlestat picks up at center right. Finds a lane to the right wing side. Pulls up top of the circle. Crossing pass Arvidsson. Right in front. Zacha scores! The Bruins on the rush. And Zacha gets his second of the game, deflecting in that pass. And they grab the 2-1 lead. Zacha giving the Bruins that 2-1 lead in the second period, but Josh Anderson tied it up about 7 minutes later, and that's where we are at the end of 2. It is a 2-2 game here in Montreal. Back alongside Bob Beers, I'm Ryan Johnston. Let's start. I want to start by talking a little bit more about the power play. 1 out of 4 on the night. They scored on the, on the double minor early. Thought maybe that might be a springboard. That last power play chance they got later on in that second period was a real struggle. What do they do?
It's amazing. It's amazing that it's the same unit from earlier in the year that was doing so well, and they were helping to get leads, to extend leads, or even to get back into games. And when they weren't scoring, they were getting opportunities to score. You're not going to score on every power play, obviously, but they kept the momentum or got the momentum because they had the puck movement was excellent. They were unpredictable about where they were. In the offensive zone, once they got it in there, that last power play, they couldn't get the puck in the offensive zone. I mean, once they did, it was turned over and it's going right back down the other way. And it's momentum killer. It really is. I mean, right now it is. And we saw that last year.
Yeah.
There was no confidence when the power play went on the ice. And they talked about it, and last year, but, they got stubborn with certain things that they wanted to do, and when it wasn't working, they were still trying to do them. This year, things have been going really well, and it's just gone south since the Olympic break.
Has it become predictable?
Well, no,
when they come through the neutral zone,
changed a couple of things.
Kind of back and forth between Zacha and Elias Lindholm, they're having trouble gaining entry here tonight.
Yeah, but both units are. I mean, it's not just one unit. It's look, team scout. They know what you're going to do coming through the neutral zone. Most teams do a lot of the same things, not exactly, but a lot of the same things coming through the neutral zone. Elias Lindholm and Zacha, sometimes they'll switch. They make a pass and they'll switch. They'll have a little drop pass, and you're just trying to back the other team off. Yesterday was really bad in some of the plays that they tried to make. They're trying to come up the ice. Today, at least, they've had a little speed coming through the middle, but they're getting stacked up right at that offensive blue line, and that first pass that they make is just, it's not where it needs to be. And then nobody can right now. They need somebody to retrieve pucks, and it's just not there for them. So I think the personnel probably has to change, at least to give it a spark, and then maybe even come back to it. We asked Marco Stern this morning, or this afternoon before the pregame show, do you think about changing up the personnel? And he said, no. He said, but these are our, 5 pretty much best players offensively, and we're going to stick with them because we have confidence in them. So, changing it up can go 2 ways. You can if a line isn't going, you change the line up, right? So if a power play unit isn't going, do you change it up? And he seriously has to consider it right now because it just has not worked.
Not that it's on them, but Morgan Geekie and Elias Lindholm have both been
Quiet.
slow coming out of the break.
Yes.
They just, the numbers haven't been there for either one of them. Obviously, both of them are part of that top power play.
Geekie was way off yesterday in that game against New Jersey. He had a couple drop passes or, passes back to the point that there was nobody there. I know one was a line change. The other one he just kind of missed off a face-off. He's so valuable to this team. He's trying to find it right now. He's in between his confidence. You can't help be shaken a little bit. If you're paid to score goals and the expectation is to be able to score and create, how many chances has he had today? None. And it's something he's in between right now, and he's just trying to find his game. Like I said, it's not from him. It's not a lack of effort. He's a low maintenance. He comes. He works hard every day. Are there deficiencies to his game a little bit defensively? Sure. I mean, you can say that about most players, right? But whether it's offensively or defensively, but it's he wants to help. He wants to do what he's paid to do, and it's a struggle for him right now. But we saw it earlier in the year, and he was able to pull himself out of it. He's been snake bitten when he has gotten his chances, but he's not getting enough chances. And Elias Lindholm's the same thing. He's got to be better. He's got to be a little bit more proactive. He's got to be a little quicker. Some of the decision making, some of the puck retrievals in that offensive zone. He's got to be somebody that they can rely on in those areas.
Yeah, I was going to say, Geeky, we've seen him go through stretches like this before. Once it comes in bunches. Bruins 2, Canadiens 2. End of 2 here in Montreal. Time for our Music of the Game, brought to you by Tour. Stops at Leader Bank Pavilion September 8th. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Sports Hub headlines coming up next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Hey, sports fans, this is huge. We're giving away $200,000. Support our mission and change lives. Enter now at punch4parkinsons.org. Use code SPORTSHUB for 50% off. That's punch4parkinsons.org.
The Dome at Wyndhamwood School is a soon-to-be-built, state-of-the-art, 125,000 square foot all-season athletics and conference center welcoming over 100,000 visitors a year. Visit www.dome.org to schedule a 15-minute virtual chat to learn more and join our growing list of partners like Hafner's India Kicks Foundation, Cedars, the WNBA Chicago Sky, K-Blaze Productions, Sentinel Group, Become Elite Soccer, Convenient MD, World Strides, Polar Beverages, and so many more. Space is limited, so visit www.dome.org today and let us help you drive revenue to your business.
Hi, this is Bob Sosi, voice of New England football. You've heard me talk about ClearPath for Veterans and safety insurance. Now New Hampshire residents can also support our veterans and save on auto insurance. ClearPath for Veterans is working with safety insurance to help New England veterans at the resource centers in Devens, Massachusetts and Manchester, New Hampshire. Safety policyholders can make a $50 tax-deductible donation to ClearPath and earn a 5% discount on your safety automobile insurance. New Hampshire and Massachusetts residents can say thanks to those who serve and get rewarded. Visit safetyforvets.com.
The 99 Restaurant's $14.99 big deal meals always hit the spot. They're big on flavor, big on comfort, and big on value. And now you can dig into these hearty favorites any day of the week. That's right, the $14.99 big deal meals are available all day, every day. So now you can have the roasted turkey dinner all week long. Hurry in today or every day for any one of our $14.99 big deal meals. You gotta love the nines.
Put a stop to what's bugging you with Burgess Pest Management, the trusted pest control company for me, Mike Felger. I use Burgess Pest Management, and you should too. Go to burgesspest.com.
The game is on, and the snacks from Big Y? Oh, yeah. Freshly made wings, platters, pizzas, and 30-inch super subs. Big Y makes the crowd go wild. Big Y, nicely done.
Champions play here. The Sports Hub.
Let's pause. 10 seconds for station ID on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Station. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
After 40 minutes, NHL scoreboard, Islanders have a 3-1 lead over Toronto. It's the Blue Jackets 4, Hurricanes 1, and the Wild, they're up 3-1 over Chicago right now, midway through the second. Tie game after one between the Jets and Predators, and a couple of games just about to get underway. Sharks at Edmonton, and in the nightcap, you get the Panthers at Vancouver. Vegas, they host Buffalo, and the Lightning play the late game in Seattle. And at the World Baseball Classic Championship, Venezuela has a 1-0 lead over Team USA. And the Broncos acquired Jalen Waddle today from the Dolphins for a first-round pick, third, and a fourth. And the Celtics, they'll take on Golden State tomorrow. Al Horford will not make the trip. For a limited time, the Bruins Stadium Series collection is 25% off. Shop jerseys, hats, tees, novelties, and more. This gear is going fast, so grab your favorites at the Pro Shop, powered by 47. While they last, shop the full Stadium Series collection sale now at bostonproshop.com or in-store at the Hub on Causeway. I'm Joe Murray. Third period is next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
It's Truck Month with the Ford Crew.
Care for a Truck Month trivia contest, Sam?
Oh, you know I can't resist, Hank.
Okay, fact. Truck Month happens only once a year.
Fact. It's the best time to buy a new Ford truck.
Fact. Ford F-Series is the best-selling lineup of trucks in America for 49 years.
Fact. America loves Ford Truck Month.
Fact. I agree with that fact.
Based on 1977 to 2025 CY Industry reported total sales.
TD Bank cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden, from Pro Shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. These benefits were made for game time. Card eligibility restrictions and terms apply. Learn more at td.com/TD Garden Perks. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins and the Boston Celtics.
Bob's a financial professional who's currently enjoying a win-win scenario, meeting with a valued client and enjoying a round of golf. But Bob's used to win-win scenarios because he works with Mass Mutual, who not only provides the freedom and flexibility to offer his clients products and solutions that meet their needs, they offer Bob the autonomy, compensation, and optional home office support that meet his. Win-win. Success for your clients and yourself. The feeling is Mass Mutual. Learn more at massmutual.com/wealth management.
Hey, it's Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law Group. There's something about Bruins hockey, toughness, tradition, and pride that runs deep in New England. That same mindset is how Catches Law Group was built for over 40 years. We've been this region's hometown law firm, fighting for our neighbors and recovering over $3 billion for the people who count on us. We are real trial lawyers who deliver real results. Because when the pressure's on, you need a team built to battle. Visit catcheslaw.com to schedule your free consultation today.
Hey everyone, Adney and Burke here to talk about our great podcast, NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers.
Jason Demers here. After playing 700 NHL games, it turns out I have an opinion or two. Whoever's saying trade one of them, you don't know anything about hockey. I'm on the bandwagon. I'm rooting for this team. With new guests every week, we will talk about hockey and more.
Can't wait till you watch the movie because it's the biggest award of her career.
He went into the cheetah exhibit. The cheetah took a piece out of him, and he came into the ring next day.
Tune in to NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers, the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
The Shaws and Star Market Foundation have teamed up with 98.5 The Sports Hub for Feeding the Puck for Families. Every time Boston feeds the puck to help score a goal, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate funds to end hunger here in Eastern Mass. Since its inception, Nourishing Neighbors has raised more than $250 million across the country to ensure their neighbors have the nutrition needed to thrive. Locally, with each assist, the foundation will make a donation of $100 to the Greater Boston Food Bank, up to $50,000 to help our neighbors in need. Learn more at 985thesportshub.com/feed the puck. Find your pot of gold at the 99. Stop in this St. Patrick's Day for lucky specials like green beer and a corned beef and cabbage dinner, March 16th and 17th only. You gotta love the nines. The Peterson School is now hiring for new instructors at all locations.
Hi, I'm Adam Norcott, an electrical instructor at the Peterson School. I've learned so much from my students and their experiences, and it's made me a better teacher, foreman, and electrician.
Visit petersonschool.com.
The game is on the Sports Hub.
It's time for This Date in Bruins History, being restored by Blue Sky Restoration Contractors.
4 seconds remaining. He's just going to eat the puck along the boards, and this baby is final. How about a St. Patrick's Day shutout here at Tampa Bay? The Boston Bruins win it 3-0 over the Lightning, and they are now only 2 points behind the division leaders, and they've got a game in hand on Tampa.
This date in Bruins history taking us back to St. Patrick's Day 2018. Tuukka Rask, 23 saves in that 3-0 shutout win over the Tampa Bay Lightning. It was Tuukka's 30th win of the season, becoming the first Bruins goaltender with 5 30-win campaigns. Bruins and Montreal tied at 2 as we get ready for the start of the third period. Jeremy Swayman and Jakub Dobesh allowed 2 goals apiece. Shots are 21-20 in favor of the Bruins, who had an 8-7 edge in that second period. 2 period totals on attempts are 47-37 in favor of Montreal. Bruins 1 for 4 on the power play. Montreal has had 1 opportunity which straddled the first intermission, and they were held scoreless on that. Bruins will go from left to right here in the third period. They'll start with Corrali, Janot, and Kastelik, along with Peek and Zadorov. Anderson, Danault, and Gallagher left to right across the front line for Montreal, with Goulet and Carrier. 20 minutes at least left to decide it. Face-off win by Danault and back underway. Danault puts a shoulder into Carrier. Puck will rim around the near side of the Bruins zone. Bouncing puck out near the blue line. Kastelik kicks it ahead and then runs right through Goulet.
Yeah, Goulet's kind of standing still there, and I mean, he's able to separate Kastelik from the puck, but he has to take a hit in order to do it.
Danault along the end wall, got it around toward Corrali, pushed up against the boards by Danault.
If you're standing still and a guy's ahead of steam coming at you, that's someone as strong as Kastelik.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't want to be standing in front of too many guys, but Kastelik is one of those guys who can flatten you. Around the near side, it'll come toward Peek, rolled over his stick, and then Anderson able to clear it from the zone. Zadorov will come across the ice and make the play on it. Anderson chased him in behind the Bruins net, and Zadorov, who got a slash earlier in this game, looked like he might have taken another one there. He's barking at the referee.
Yeah, Anderson was hounding him all the way up the ice there.
Dobson to Slafkovsky and across the Boston line. Suzuki right circle shot, missed the net. Matheson will play it back in behind. Suzuki there. Comes out in front with a backhand shot. Swayman makes the save on the short side post.
Sort this thing out defensively right now.
McAvoy in the near corner. Able to push it for Pasternak. He's got Husnudinov cutting through center. Across the line on the right wing side against Matheson. Takes it all the way behind the Montreal net. Puck in his backhand. Wheels it back in behind for Pasternak. Jumped off his stick and Dobson has it. Caulfield hands to Suzuki. Up the near left wing for Montreal. McAvoy relieves him of the puck. Quickly heads for Pasternak, but that one got away from him. Struble backing in his own zone. Minute 50 gone by, third period in a tie game. Hudson off to the right side. Evans gets it into the left wing corner of the Bruins zone. Lohrei trying to hold his ground over here. Middlestat got it up the wall. Struble held into the line. Throws one toward the net, blocked. Hampus Lindholm. Zaka will feather one out through neutral ice. And now Arvidsson trying to beat Hudson to it. Able to get possession of it. Hudson reaching him with the stick. Zaka kept it alive. Thrown toward the net by Hampus Lindholm. On the near side, Lohrei got it back down toward the corner. Arvidsson along the wall, tried to go back for Lohrei, but he had cut toward the middle. And now he has to chase all the way back to his own zone with Bolduc in tow. Lohrei went down, coming behind the net, able to stay with it, sliding with it, get back up, and still played it ahead. Arvidsson gets a piece of it to get it deep. Bruins go for a change.
It was an adventure.
It was.
He had his partner if you wanted to use him.
Off the dump in, Zadorov. Played into the middle, Elias Lindholm. One touched it along to Asamont. Asamont trying to get away from Newhook, who's got his stick tangled up for a moment. Demidov at center ice, knocked away by Zadorov. Geekie will chase into the left wing corner against Carrier. Nice play to get it along for Asamont. Back to Geekie, peeling out of that corner. Turns along the hash marks again. Backhands one in front. Hit a skate right on the doorstep, and Kapanen will get the clear off the far boards. Zadorov from his own blue line. Pass off the left side. Here's Corrali. Winds, fires, and that one blocked off. Dobson goes high up into the netting, out of play.
We talked about early in the second, the pace had kind of slowed a little bit, but the pace seems to be pretty good right now. I mean, both teams. Now it gets to be, there's still a lot of time left, 16.5 minutes, but, you got to keep the mistakes to a minimum. Bruins haven't done a lot of pinching down the boards this game. I think they want to keep everything in front of them. Don't give up the odd man rush. They gave up the breakaway early in the game, but that was shorthanded.
Right.
Montreal's been a little more aggressive on the pinching side of it with the defenseman going in. Bruins have relied on the neutral zone to try to slow the Canadiens down.
Dobson sent it to Caulfield. Back to Dobson on the far side. Now into the middle. Slafkovsky brings it across the Boston line. That's the right circle. Gets one shot through to Swayman. And Aspero will deal ahead for Pasternak.
That was a little too easy, but at least he's by himself. Slafkovsky is
right. Rankin takes a hit on the far side from Dobson as the puck rims around near side boards. Matheson, head man for Caulfield. In a neutral ice, Suzuki. Back to the left side. Caulfield tried to tap it, and Jeannot took away. Got it back out to center ice and dumped right back in. Both teams will go for a change here with 15:50 to go in regulation. Jeannot redirects a McAvoy pass deep. Dobish handed off behind the net to Gouli. Up the right side comes Gallagher. Couldn't get around Corrali near the red line. Tied up in between the benches. Corrali able to kick it for Kastelic. Just missed Jeannot coming to the attacking blue line. Tanner tracks it toward the near boards. Roughed up a bit by Gouli on the near side wall.
Right there. Like Lindholm could have pinched right there. He backed right off.
Gallagher angles one across the ice. Anderson stepping right in towards Swayman.
That's a nice pass from Gallagher. It goes behind Anderson, and he can skate into it over on the far side here.
Ricocheted off Hampus Lindholm. Here's Deneau in the left wing corner for Montreal. Along the near wall, he gives it back to Gouli. Over to the far side. Gouli throws it back across the ice. Near corner, Gallagher and Jeannot. Jeannot wins that battle. Steps in behind the net. Goes far circle for Kastelic. Banks it forward for Corrali. And deep it goes as, again, both teams will change. 5:15 gone here in the third. Struble drives it in around Swayman behind the net. Zadorov clears. Middlestat the neutral zone. Gets it to Zacha in the middle. Arvidsson off the near boards to Peak. Throws one toward the front. Blocked off of Arvidsson, and then he turns and fires. Dobish kicked it almost right to Middlestat.
Middlestat just missed the rebound. Nice play by Arvidsson entering the zone. He can drop that puck off. He draws a couple guys to him. Drops it off for Peak.
Dump in and Zadorov in the far corner. I'll go through him, but Zacha right there. Outlet to Arvidsson coming up the near side. Squirts away from Bolduc, drops it off. Elias Lindholm, one-timer, was blocked, went off the back wall and fired right back out in front, but Hudson will send it up the far side. Kept in by Zadorov. Wide angle shot by Middlestat, turned away by Dobish. McAvoy plays it back in deep. Trying to tuck it in, far post, Geekie. Dobish got to it. McAvoy near circle off the feed from Geekie behind the net, and Dobish comes up with a huge save.
Great play by Geekie there from behind.
Hudson to Kapanen at the far side hash marks. He will just hoist it out. Asamont gets it back into the attack zone. Dobson going behind his own net for Montreal. Pressured by Geekie. Pass up the far side. Misses everyone. Swayman will come back into the trapezoid. Go into the near corner for Loron. Mason's pass off of Pasternak's stick. Matheson able to cut in front of him. Dobson to the far side for Newhook. Pass back across the ice was behind Kapanen. Lorai played it forward. Pasternak's across the Montreal line. Hands off Hampus Lindholm. Top of the right circle. Matheson blocked his shot. And Kapanen headed back the other way.
Lindholm stepping towards the middle that time.
Bruce Nadinov able to slow that one up coming through the neutral ice. Shot from the blue line by Demidov. Was patted away by Swayman. 12:40 to go in regulation. Lorai from the red line to dump in. Comes all the way to Peak at the near side point. Back around that far side. Slafkovsky able to get it. He's got Gouli coming through the neutral zone. Caulfield across the Boston line. Diving effort by Pasternak and Minton. It deflects in on Swayman as Slafkovsky was coming down that right circle.
He was trying to beat everybody up the ice that time.
And he nearly did. Bruins survived that. And with 12:22 to go here in the third period, we remain tied at 2 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Hey, it's Patrice Bergeron to talk about InvitaBank's free checking account. It's something Boston hockey fans will love because it scores big benefits. First, get your paycheck up to 2 days early. Second, enjoy free ATMs nationwide through the Sum and All Point networks. That's over 56,000 ATMs coast to coast. And third, never worry about minimum balances or monthly fees. Now that's a hat trick. Score your account and branch or online in just 5 minutes. It's easier than an empty net goal. Get details now at avidiabank.com/Team Bergeron. Avidia Bank, honest to goodness. Member FDIC, member DIF.
Come to our free open house at Elite Chest in Westwood and save $500 when you book a gynecomastia procedure. Go to EliteChest.com. That's EliteChest.com. Need a new roof for your home or business? Then call East Coast Metal Roofing, lifetime guaranteed roofs, and get 10% off during their Spring into Savings event when you mention me, Felger. Call 844-611-ECMR or visit EastCoastMetalRoofing.com.
Boston Vision helped baseball legend David Ortiz get back to seeing 20/20 again, and they can do the same for you. See like Big Papi. Book your free evaluation at bostonvision.com.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Your hot takes on the Sports Hub.
Don't miss your chance to bid on a Bruins team-issued autographed St. Patrick's Day jersey. All proceeds benefit the Boston Bruins Foundation, and bidding closes on Thursday at 10 p.m. Place your bids by texting BBF jerseys to 76278. 12:22 to go here in the third period. Bruins and Canadiens tied at 2 on St. Patrick's Day here in Montreal. And off of the face-off, Dobson will throw one to the net. Kicked away by Swayman. On the near circle, Zaka tried to bank it toward Arvidsson. Cut off by Caulfield. Suzuki spun around, can't find it. He and Zaka both go down. Arvidsson will drag it through neutral ice. On the right side, Middlestat. Tried to get it to McAvoy, but just missed him. And Slavkovsky turns back up.
On the wrong side of him there.
Slavkovsky skates all the way into the Boston zone. Right circle, Caulfield. High shot goes by Swayman and wide of the net. Hudson forced down to the zone by Arvidsson. Slavkovsky to Hudson and back to Slavkovsky from the center ice circle to the Boston line. Walking toward the near side boards. He'll play it all the way around. Middlestat waiting for it to the hash mark's far side. His pass all the way across the ice to Arvidsson. He will wind and fire it in from the red line. Far side, Bolduc overskated against everybody. Yeah. Hudson comes to center ice and turns back as the Canadiens in the midst of a change here, and Hudson's going to be part of that. Hands off for Gooley back inside his own end. 11:10 left here in the third period. Gooley from the red line. Dumps in around the glass. Zadorov for Kastelik. Corrali picks it up on the fly. Coming through the red line. Left wing pass, Kastelik on his backhand. In the far corner, turns, fires one all the way across, and it ricochets off the glass and out into neutral ice. Pete with a chase back into his own zone by Evans. Sent one forward. It goes in on goal. Dobish paddle that over to Gooley. Far side board. Zadorov able to keep in. He's all the way in behind the Montreal net. Coming to the right wing circle. Deals it back toward Peak. An off-balance one-timer attempt. Blocked by Evans. And he'll bring it up the right side here for Montreal. Crossing pass. Texier's shot goes up over Swayman. Kastelik with a hit on Bolduc in the far corner. Jeannot on that wall. Jeannot able to reach in, take it away. Gooley from the left point. Rims around to the far side, Texier. Up by Peak. Corrali taken away by Jeannot. Gooley throws one in front. Looking for a redirect that time from Bolduc. Matheson unable to hold the line. Jeannot out of the near corner, and Texier's one-timer blocked by Peak. Texier broke his stick on that play as well. Jeannot will, as he tried to dump it into the Canadian zone, goes into the Montreal bench for a stoppage in play. 9:53 left here in the third period. Bruins 2, Canadiens 2. On the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CRV at your local Honda dealer.
The Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, a 4.49% APR on a 2026 Civic Hybrid, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HRV.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI and Type R.
Electrical contractors, do you travel to job sites every morning wondering when your materials will arrive? Granite City Electric Supply can change that feeling and have your crews working first thing every morning. Use the GCE Night Train. Overnight delivery guaranteed by 6 a.m. to most job sites throughout New England. Or pick up at one of 27 GCE Night Train depot locations, providing convenient 24/7 access to materials for pickup on your schedule. Granite City Electric, proud partner of the Boston Bruins Radio Network.
Hi, I'm David Morales, General Manager of WellPoint in Massachusetts. At WellPoint, we're proud to once again partner with 98.5 The Sports Hub for the Hometown Heroes program, shining a light on the individuals who selflessly serve and support our communities across Massachusetts. These everyday heroes deserve to be recognized for the impact they make, both big and small. Help us celebrate them by nominating a Hometown Hero today at 985thesportshub.com/heroes.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.99% APR on a 2026 CRV or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
Hit 985thesportshub.com.
9:53 left, third period. Bruins 2, Montreal 2. Just taking a look at the scoreboard. Columbus has a 4-1 lead on Carolina in the third period. Columbus comes into the night 2 points behind the Bruins for the second wild card. So while Boston could potentially leapfrog Detroit and Montreal with a regulation win here tonight, Columbus just not going away.
Even the Islanders, though, Ryan, they're winning right now.
Yep.
And, that can go that way too because of the Metro division's all tight.
Islanders and Bruins both have 81 points coming into the night. Eyssimont in the far corner against Dobson. Pushed up the wall, Elias Lindholm. He'll bring up that left wing side. Couldn't get it through Deneau. Turned over at the blue line. Canadiens headed back the other way. Anderson to Gallagher. Right wing side against Hampus Lindholm. Angled it off the boards. Back to Dobson for a drive, and that one went wide.
All off that turnover, not being able to get it deep.
Been from the red line by Eyssimont. Geekie gets in front of Dobson. Elias gets it back to Aspero with the left point. Aspero's shot got blocked off of Deneau. Volleyed back across the center ice circle, and that's going to make it just far enough for an icing. Crowd's not going to like that.
I didn't think so. Thought Aspero took an odd route to that puck. Fans, check out the upcoming hardest working player of the week content on 985thesportshub.com Bruins page, brought to you by the Peterson School. The Peterson School is now enrolling for their spring semester in Woburn, Westwood, Worcester, and Haverhill. Visit petersonschool.com to learn more.
Face-off coming up to the right of Jakub Dobesh. 23 saves for him tonight, 22 for Jeremy Swayman. 9:04 left in regulation, tie game. Minton and Deneau on the face-off, far circle down to our right, the Bruins attack zone. And Deneau able to pull it back as Matheson circles behind his net. McAvoy jumped in front of Anderson to win that puck. Charlie's going to bring it all the way back behind the net to the far side circle. Back to Aspero for a drive. Deflected off Gallagher into the near corner. Pasternak wheels back in behind that net to the far circle. Turns and fires just up over the crossbar. Minton along the near side boards. Backhanded along for Husnudinov. Rink wide pass over to the far side. McAvoy juggled it. Now we'll play it back along the end wall. Dobson gets in front of Minton. And it's chopped out of the zone by Anderson. Montreal trying for a quick change. Pasternak to Aspero, and from the red line, he will send it deep. Husnudinov pressuring Carrier along that far side. Slafkovsky will play it in the middle here. Caulfield outlet at his own blue line. Gives to Suzuki. Around the Bruins zone it goes. Slafkovsky takes a hit from Peak. McAvoy to Husnudinov. Pivots along that far wall. Peak up the right side now to McAvoy. Inside his own blue line. Caulfield pressuring him, but Charlie able to play it back. Peak over to the far side now. Husnudinov, and from the red line, he will lift it in. Up down by the goaltender Dobich and hands off to Gouli. 7:45 left in regulation. Canadiens are changing. Out here at the Bell Center urging on the home team. Demonov gets it to the Boston line. New hook along the left wing boards from the hash mark. Centering pass Got it away from Kapanen. Struble kept in. All the way around to the far side. Kapanen gets over there and gets crunched by Zadorov. But gets the puck back toward the near sideboard. Zacha and Demidov in a foot race for it. Zadorov will play it back over to that far side corner. And Middlestat shoots it out of the zone. Arvidsson was all the way down by the Montreal line and gets whistled down.
He went offside.
Offside. Yeah. Put himself offside, backing into the zone.
And the puck's going to come all the way back into the Bruins zone because that's where the puck originated from. I mean, it's clear the way the Bruins have wanted to play here today. There's been very little pinching unless you're going to get to the puck first, unless you know you're going to get the puck first. McAvoy just did it. Zadorov did it. So the Bruins are complaining. They want this face-off up in front of Montreal's bench. Arvidsson put himself offside, but he
had
touched
the puck before he did.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the pass that put him offside, right? So it
put himself offside.
Right.
But, you know, no odd man rushes. If you're pinching, you better know that you're getting the puck.
Off the face-off, Hudson stepping in from the right point. Jeannot blocks his shot. High up into the air, batted down by Struble. Hampus Lindholm finds Lohrei. He's going to skate it up through the neutral zone. Rink wide off the near boards. Comes in across the line, but Struble sends it right back out. Loose puck at the red line, Kastelik. Now Jeannot. And a dump in. 6:45 to play in a tie game. Bolduc. Evans at his own blue line. He'll play it back deeper into his own zone. Bruins changing the forwards here. Hudson will skate up toward the red. Dumps it in. Off the side glass, off the back glass, and around to the far side. Bruins get a clear, but Matheson is there. Dobson turned it over. Geekie able to knock it away, but then gets forced back out of the Montreal zone. That's too many men. Evans and Deneau were both there. And here's Geekie stepping in. A deflected puck as he tried to center it. It goes in on Dobish, who grabs it for the whistle.
Oh, I tell you, I think they got away with one. That was too many men. They were making a change. They played the puck as they were making that change right in front of the bench. And then Geekie, instead of shooting this puck, he tried to make the pass across to Elias Lindholm. It goes off of his stick and then rolls in on Dobish. That was close. I mean, you can make an argument there. It was close.
Yeah, I'd have to see it to make sure that they played it, but both guys tried to dive over the boards at the same time, so they knew it. 6:05 to go. Off the face-off, Canadiens in control. Caulfield. Up the middle, here comes Carrier all the way across the Boston line. They work it to Caulfield. They just left Slavkovsky. Aspero blocked his effort to get it to the front of the net. Suzuki. Here's Matheson, center of the blue line. Walked off Pasternak. Husnudinov got the high stick. No call coming here. Husnudinov trying to get back to the bench. Suzuki along the far boards. Played back toward the corner. Slavkovsky goes behind the net. Poke check by Minton. Matheson at the left point. Center blue line to Gooley. Gooley to Caulfield. One touch to long for Suzuki. Shot blocked by Aspero, far circle. Minton gives it to McAvoy, breaking out, having to deal with the down stick of Husnudinov. Esamont lost it coming into the Montreal zone. Suzuki backs off a little bit further into his own end. As we hit 5 minutes to go here in the third period. Gooley will start it from his own net. Skates out to the blue line. As he comes to the red, he dumps in. That was, he was not at the red line yet. But Canadiens able to win it back in the Bruins zone. Wide angle shot by Gallagher is held by Jeremy Swayman. 4:40 to go here in regulation. And it's the Bruins and the Canadiens tied at 2 here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The sun is out, the birds are chirping, and the open road is calling. Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event and take that road trip you've been dreaming of. Now's the time to check out the Honda Civic and HR-V from Honda, the 2025 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand.
based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book. Visit kbb.com for more information.
Now at Wendy's, you can go big, biggie, or biggier. With our new $4, $6, or $8 meal, you choose your deal, as you should. Sorry, I get fired up when I'm talking deals. More biggie options, more of what you really want at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
When it's really cold, you'll feel it in your bones. And your house will feel it in its pipes. Of course, if your pipes burst, you're going to feel it in your wallet, too. That's why Safety Insurance offers discounts to Massachusetts and New Hampshire homeowners if you have water leak devices or freeze detection systems. It's smart to think safety first. Ask an independent agent about Safety Insurance. We'll help you manage life storms.
TD Bank's here for an assist with a special checking and savings account offer for new customers. Perfect for fans of the Bruins. Learn more at td.com/garden offer or stop by any TD Bank location in New England. Terms and eligibility apply. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins.
Zoe and Beetle, middays on the Sports Hub.
4:40 left in regulation. Bruins in Montreal, even at 2 goals apiece. Zaka's got both of the Boston tallies tonight. Should mention, that sets a new career high for him with 22. Taking a look at there's no question. Carrier's stick.
Second time for Carrier today. He got the 4-minute double minor in the first period.
Good to know with that one.
Marco Sturm wearing the referee out during that commercial timeout. He's watching the video on the bench during the commercial.
Face off inside the defensive zone. Won by Zaka. McAvoy from behind the net. Rims around near side. Arvidsson gets him in the zone. Top of the circle. Turning with it. Texier out near the blue line. Fired wide of Swayman. Middlestat will play into the middle for McAvoy. Skates out into neutral ice. Pass ahead for Zaka. In across the line. Kicks it back onto his sticks. Shot it off the end wall to the side of the net. Dobesh will cover it up there. Bruins will get a face-off in the offensive zone with 4:19 to play.
Yeah, it's just, with points at such a premium for both of these teams right now, it's interesting to watch how they've played this period particularly, but there are no odd man rushes.
No.
There's no chance taking right now. At least there, doesn't appear to be. They played it pretty tight. Like I said, I think it's been the Bruins game plan all game long.
Holder throws one through neutral ice. Ricocheted off McAvoy, off Texier, and now deep Aspero. To the near side, Arvidsson gets it back to McAvoy. Pass out to center ice. Middlestat on the left wing side. Around the near boards in the Montreal zone. Zaka put a hip into Matheson. Arvidsson gets in there as well. Dobson comes over to help out. Out through Middlestat along the near boards. Texier will bring it up the left side. 3-on-2 here as they come across the line. Right wing side. And the shot knocked down by Swayman. And it'll be cleared off that shot by Evans. Pastrnak able to slip into the Montreal zone. Dobson slips and falls but gets back up. Keeps Pasta from the front of the net. Ollie back out toward the Boston line. Peak and Zadorov back against Suzuki. Pastrnak backhander through neutral, picked off by Caulfield. Suzuki gets back into the Boston zone. Slavkovsky coming down the left circle. Peak blocked his effort. Around the far side, Pastrnak knocked down. Puck pulled free. Here's Caulfield to the front of the net. Tried to wait out Swayman. The backhander got knocked down in front. Peak saves the goal in the crease. Swayman gets back along the goal line. Puck is under Peak, who's on all fours right now. Now it squirts free. Goalie fires, and Swayman's got that one. And Swayman throws his arm around Andrew Peak, the birthday boy, and says, thanks. Holy cow.
Brendan Gallagher and the 21,000 here are asking the referee why that's not a penalty shot with Peak trying to cover that puck up. He blocks the shot. Did he cover it? There was never a whistle. He was down, but he wasn't on top of it. He didn't pull it into him, and that's why there was no whistle going. He definitely saved a goal, but he didn't lay on top of the puck. I don't believe he did. He was over it.
He's on all fours. The puck's under his stomach, but his stomach isn't on the ice on top of the puck.
Right. And that was all off of a turnover. It was a turnover in the neutral zone first, and then there was another turnover on that far side on the half wall.
3:01 left. Still tied. Elias Lindholm matches up against Deneau on the face-off. Deneau wins it and tracks it down himself. He'll rim it around the far side. Eyssimont against Gallagher. Deneau back to Dobson, who puts one wide of the net from the right point. Geekie takes away from Hudson, but his outlet bounced across the ice to Eyssimont. McAvoy will play it forward. Got through Dobson. He has to turn back and get it. Down the near boards, and Anderson will get it back into the corner for Hudson. 2.5 to go. That one gets through Gallagher.
Saying no icing.
No icing. Big collision as Anderson and McAvoy were chasing that puck in behind Jeremy Swayman. Out of the red line, Evans to Bolduc, and that's offside. He tried to bring it back in across the line.
Pointing like it was icing, and this is why the Bruins are saying, why wasn't it icing? I'm not sure why it wasn't.
Whether Gallagher touched it or not, it should have been, because he was nowhere near
well before the red line.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff going on in between the whistles here. Did they say that Swayman kind of came out a little bit if he moves towards that puck? But I don't know.
That far side linesman seemed to wave it off
He waved it off right away.
Yeah, I mean, before Swayman even, I would have thought, made a move.
McAvoy's on the bench. I have no idea why that's not ice.
A couple of them that
did some head scratches here the last few minutes.
Zadorov steps out from in front of Jeremy Swayman. He'll skate it all the way to the red line and dump it in. Dobes stays put. 2:05 to go. 2-2 our score. In the near corner, it's locked up in the Montreal zone. Zaka and Middlestat both in there for the Bruins. Texier goes behind his net. Evans along that far side. Goes over to Gooley near side. Deflected in by Bolduc now. Zadorov backhanded toward Lohrei. Picked off. Bolduc from behind the net. Tried to get back to Texier, and Lohrei with an active stick there. Arvidsson outlet. Middlestat from center ice. Tossed into the right wing corner. 1:33 left in regulation. Gooley starts from behind Dobish and skates out to his own blue line. To the red, and a dump in. Hampus Lindholm, far side hash marks. Able to get that puck moving forward. Long pass ahead. Here's Pasternak, 1-on-2. Takes a shot. Dobish, top of his crease, takes that in the midsection and hangs on.
Fans hockey season's the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Get ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boiler is the world's best built boilers.
71 seconds left in a 2-2 game. And the face-off in the attack zone. Fraser Minten out there with Pasternak and Husnudinov. McAvoy and Hampus Lindholm. Near circle down to our right. Minten against Deneau on the face-off. Canadiens will control it. Matheson up the near side, directed out. Hampus Lindholm back inside the Bruins zone. Angles off the boards. He's got Husnudinov to Pasternak in across the line. Right circle. Pasta wheels back toward the top of the circle. Turns and fires on the forehand. Knocked down in front. Dobson was in front of his goaltender there. Matheson can't get it out of the zone. Pasternak played it across ice. Hampus Lindholm will outrace Caulfield to it. Around the back of the net it comes to Minten. Minten chips it through Dobson. Pasternak in the left wing corner tried to play it back down low. Dobson took that away. Caulfield touched it along to Suzuki. Back to Caulfield coming through center ice. 30 seconds to go in regulation. Off the end boards of the Bruins zone. Hampus Lindholm gets it to Elias Lindholm coming out in front of the Bruins bench. Now Geekie trying to move it forward.
Fans wanted too many men in front of the Bruins that time.
Not after the one they got away with earlier. 13 seconds left in regulation. And Gooley in his own zone. He's going to circle back behind the net.
Each.
Make sure they get the point here. Gooley just plays it over to the far side, and they'll hang on to it. And we go to overtime. 3 games on this road trip and 3 overtime games for the Bruins.
Get used to it.
We will have the extra session when we come back. 2-2 at the end of 60 minutes here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Now at Wendy's, you can go big, biggie, or biggier. With our new $4, $6, or $8 meal, you choose your deal, as you should. Sorry, I get fired up when I'm talking deals. More biggie options, more of what you really want at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
When it's really cold, you'll feel it in your bones. And your house will feel it in its pipes. Of course, if your pipes burst, you're going to feel it in your wallet, too. That's why Safety Insurance offers discounts to Massachusetts and New Hampshire homeowners if you have water leak devices or freeze detection systems. It's smart to think safety first. Ask an independent agent about Safety Insurance. We'll help you manage life storms.
TD Bank's here for an assist with a special checking and savings account offer for new customers. Perfect for fans of the Bruins. Learn more at td.com/garden offer or stop by any TD Bank location in New England. Terms and eligibility apply. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins.
Toucher and Hardy, mornings on the Sports Hub.
Overtime to decide this one here in Montreal as the Bruins and the Canadiens play a scoreless third period. 2-2 our score right now.
Been entertaining. We expected it to be.
Has certainly been.
You know, it's been, I mean, it's been a pretty evenly played game, I think. Even shots on goal. Gobush has had to make some big saves. Swayman's made a couple big ones. Especially that one on Anderson early in the game on the breakaway. They've gotten traffic to the front, looking for some of those tips and rebounds. I think it got a little conservative in the third, right? There was that wild kind of sequence where Pete kept it out of the net, but
right. Fifth time in the last 6 games the Bruins have been to overtime.
Kaslik was out there for the draw, but Montreal with possession.
It worked out well for the Bruins the last time that happened. Here's Caulfield getting it into the attack zone for Montreal. Bruins going from right to left on offense, a turnover, and McAvoy's got it.
Yeah, McAvoy closed that time on Caulfield.
So Castlewick goes to the bench. Zacha hops on. Pasternak and McAvoy out there with him. McAvoy starts from the far circle. Caulfield comes over to pressure him, gives it across near side. Pasternak still in the defensive zone. Gives on to McAvoy. Pasternak coming out from behind the net. McAvoy hands it to him. Brings out into neutral ice from the red line. Left wing pass Zacha in across the line. Tried to hand to McAvoy and just missed. Zacha though tracks it off the far board to bring it back out and reset.
McAvoy and Pasternak need changes.
Zacha gets it for McAvoy. Brings it back to the blue line. Plays it across ice. Pasternak will deal it back to Hampus Lindholm, who replaces McAvoy. Now Husnudinov and Minton will jump on. Husnudinov at the red line turns back toward his own blue. 3:53 to go here in overtime. Husnudinov to the right wing circle. Gives it to Hampus Lindholm. South of the dot. Comes around behind the net to the near side circle. Crossing pass. Husnudinov backs
Thought about
off.
shooting it.
Hampus from the center of the blue line. Coming to the left wing circle. Peels toward the corner away from Caulfield. Hampus gives off to Husnudinov over along the near boards. 90 seconds gone by here in overtime.
All right, now you've got the Canadiens have been out there for a while now.
Razor Minton back at his own blue line.
One
Caulfield's
change.
going to jump
Caulfield got
off.
to the bench.
Slavkovsky's on. Husnudinov gets the pass and brings into the zone. On the far side, Hashmars gives over to Lohrei coming toward the near side. Back across.
Husnudinov wants a change as well.
He was going to the bench, but the pass came his way, so he'll give it back to Lohrei, and they reset the neutral zone. Elias Lindholm and Arvidsson. Lindholm able to beat a double team in the neutral zone. Here's Lohrei stepping down the left circle. Tried to drag it in front. Hudson sliding across to knock that puck away, and he's got possession.
He's been out there over 2 minutes. Him and Slavkovsky have been out there over 2 minutes. What a play by Hudson.
Hudson brings out toward his own blue line and turns back. He'll head off now. Crowd saluting their top defenseman here as Slavkovsky deals back in the neutral ice for Dobson.
That was a great play, and he'd been out there for over 2 minutes when he made it.
2:25 left in overtime. Canadiens come forward. Across the line they come. Demidov hands to Slavkovsky. Top of the circle shot. And the kick saved by Swayman. Elias Lindholm nearly won it from Demidov. Loose puck in front. Demidov able to put a shot wide as he got tripped up in front. Slafkovsky in the far corner. Spins away from a hit from Elias Lindholm, and point-blank shot by Dobson turned away. Slafkovsky over to Dobson near side. Plays it down the circle toward the corner. Brought back up top here by Demidov. Dobson now out near the blue line. Keeps it alive to the top of the near circle. Fanned on it. Arvidsson puts a hip into him in the near corner. And Evans able to get in there and win that puck off the far wall, out of the reach of Demidov. It'll come all the way back down to
If you're going to
Dobish.
make that change. Laura trying to get off. He does.
Elias Lindholm will go off.
They all got off.
Matheson to the red line. Texier will get across the Boston line with 1:25 to go here in OT. Chased behind the net by McAvoy. Texier on the far boards. McAvoy wraps him up. Pasternak's got it. Pasta up the right side for McAvoy. Got tripped up in the neutral zone by Evans. Texier back across the Boston line with a shot, and Swayman squeezes that. And McAvoy gave Texier a shot at the whistle, and they get into it along the end boards. Casey Middlestat is in a reverse chin lock here, courtesy of Jake Evans. With 1:08 to go here in overtime.
Yeah, what a play here by Hudson, right? The Bruins have a 2-on-1, and Lori has the puck on the left side. I don't think McAvoy got tripped there. I think he tried to reverse direction and kind of lost his balance a little bit with with Texier on him. But I mean, Hudson, who'd been out there for over 2 minutes, and Lori tried to drag that puck around him. He's got that nice little drag move, that toe drag move. And he's got, was that Arvidsson over on the right side, but Hudson's able to strip him of the puck.
1:08 left in OT. Faceoff will be inside the Bruins zone here. With Zacha, McAvoy, and Pasternak out there.
I think Pasternak's arguing that the faceoff should come outside because all three Canadians were in there, but I don't know. That's when you have 5-on-5. It's,
right.
You know, the defensemen aren't allowed to come in past the tops of the circles, but 3-on-3 is a little different.
Deneau's been good on faceoffs tonight. Zacha beats him on this one. McAvoy will pivot back in behind his net. He'll it back in behind there for Pasternak. Long pass. Zacha's got a breakaway behind Caulfield. Moves in and puts up over the net. Dobish might have got a piece of it. Zacha going for the hat trick and the game winner here in overtime.
That was a set play. He was gone.
Hudson brings the Canadiens forward on the right side. Slams on the brakes near circle to Caulfield. Caulfield goes around behind the net. Up top for Suzuki, back toward Caulfield. Nearly lost it, but Suzuki picks it up and pulls in behind the Bruins net. 32 seconds to go in OT. Suzuki to Hudson. Hudson try to get away from Pasternak down the left circle. Here's Suzuki, top of the left circle, in front, score! It's Cole Caulfield. He's been dangerous all year in overtime. He gets his 5th overtime game winner, and his 40th of the year gives Montreal the 3-2 lead and the win. Bruins will get a point here on the road, but
Pasternak and Zacha ended up colliding, and that's going to open that play up. Hudson is so good with that puck, and Caulfield ends up being all alone back door on Swayman. Suzuki with the pass. 2 points for him. We talked about Caulfield. First 40-goal scorer for the Montreal Canadiens since the mid-90s. Vincent Damphousse. And Suzuki with 2 points here today. First Montreal Canadian with back-to-back 80-point seasons since Vincent Damphousse in the mid-90s. It's a good finish. Exciting game. Bruins had a chance. Zacha had the puck on his stick for the hat trick.
3-2, Montreal wins it in overtime. Goal comes with 22 seconds left in the 3-on-3. So the Bruins fall here on the road. They go home with 4 points in the 3-game road trip. But back-to-back overtime losses last night in New Jersey and here tonight in Montreal. Back with a recap next here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, a 4.49% APR on a 2026 Civic Hybrid, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HRV.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI and Type R.
I love shows about survivalists, eager to test themselves under the most extreme conditions. Of course, when you consider weather events these days, wildfires, hurricanes, torrential rain, and flooding, we're all survivalists. Visit the Resource Center at safetyinsurance.com and be prepared to protect your family, your property, even your business. The forecast calls for safety. Ask an independent agent about safety insurance. We'll help you manage life's storms.
Hey hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at timbertech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
98.5 The Sports Hub and the Bruins Radio Network welcome the following new partners. Your New England Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado. TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. Blue Sky Restoration. Tune in to hear this date in history being restored by Blue Sky all season long. And remember, if you have a property disaster, visit goblusky.com. And your Boston area Lexus dealers. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer today. From the home of the Bruins, thank you for joining our winning team. TD Bank cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden. From Pro Shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. These benefits were made for game time. Card eligibility restrictions and terms apply. Learn more at td.com/TD Garden Perks. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins and the Boston Celtics.
Hi, I'm David Morales, General Manager of WellPoint in Massachusetts. We're proud to continue our partnership with 98.5 The Sports Hub and the Hometown Heroes program, honoring the everyday heroes who work tirelessly to make our community stronger and healthier. From first responders to community leaders, these individuals deserve our recognition and gratitude. Now we want to hear from you. Head to 985thesportshub.com/heroes and nominate a hometown hero today.
Hey, it's Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law Group. There's something about Bruins hockey, toughness, tradition, and pride that runs deep in New England. That same mindset is how Catches Law Group was built for over 40 years. We've been this region's hometown law firm, fighting for our neighbors and recovering over $3 billion for the people who count on us. We are real trial lawyers who deliver real results. Because when the pressure's on, you need a team built to battle. Visit catcheslaw.com to schedule your free consultation today.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.99% APR on a 2026 CRV or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
Felger and Maz, afternoons on the Sports Hub.
32 seconds to go in OT. Suzuki to Hudson. Hudson try to get away from Pasternak down the left circle. Here's Suzuki, top of the left circle, in front, score! It's Cole Caulfield. He's been dangerous all year in overtime. He gets his 5th overtime game winner. Nobody in the league has scored more overtime game winners than Cole Caulfield. His 5th of the season, the 40th goal of the year. Only Nathan McKinnon has more goals in the NHL this season than Caulfield, who got a huge salute from the crowd here in Montreal as he gets them the 3-2 victory tonight in overtime over the Bruins. Well, we talked about it before the game. You know, try and get a little greedy after 3 points in 2 games on the road. You get 1 tonight, not what you were hoping for, but help you a little bit in the standings.
The game lived up to the hype, though. Exciting game, great atmosphere. It always is here in Montreal, especially when you got 2 teams that are competing for a playoff spot. And look, are there areas that could have been better for the Bruins? Yeah, but we've seen some games this year where you just don't have it. They had it today. So did Montreal. Both teams were fired up for this game and ready for it. And it was about as even as you can get. Look, here's how close it is for the Bruins. Last night against New Jersey, in overtime, McAvoy hit the post. New Jersey comes back down and scores.
Right.
Today in overtime, Zacha has a breakaway. Montreal comes back down and scores. So this is how close it is for them right now. big picture, fans aren't going to want to hear this, but it's the reality of it. At the beginning of the year, when they were losing games, they were losing them in regulation.
Yeah.
They were losing one-goal games in regulation where they, you had chances to get points out of them and they didn't. The last couple of games, the last little while, they've gotten points out of some of these games. And if you would have told me, we talk off the air, 3 games on the road, if you take home 4 out of 6 points, would you be happy?
Yeah. You think
no matter how you got there.
Right. You think of that as going 2-1. You lose 2 of the games, but you still go home with 4 points.
Right. So, no matter how you got the 4 points, you got the 4 points. Now, I know Montreal's a team you're trying to chase, and you had an opportunity to go by them here today, but, okay, not to be the case. But I think 4 out of 6 points, the 3 games in 4 days, I think, look, like I said, there's things to improve. There's things that they'll continue to work on, overtime being one of them, but they're right there. They're close. Now it's a matter of finishing a couple of them off. I mean, you win a 9-round shootout in the first game. All 3 games go to overtime. It's just that's the reality of it right now. And the way that the Bruins play, that's probably going to have to stay that way. I mean, they were very conservative today in the way that they played. They tried to keep everything in front of them. They didn't do a lot of pinching unless they really knew that they could get to the puck. It was there was a definite game plan in the way that they went about things today. But I mean, if you're looking at the glass half full, you took 4 out of 6 points on this road trip.
And just to your point about kind of where they were early in the season versus now, they've got 5 regulation losses in the last 29 games. I mean, they're getting points.
That's what I mean.
There's 7 overtime and shootout losses involved in that.
Yeah.
But you got
like
7. That's 7 extra points.
But exactly, and that was something we were harping on early in the season when they were losing some of those 1-goal games, and when they were tied going into the third, and all of a sudden they're down, and they got nothing out of it. So. It's not, like I said, it's not what the fans want to hear. It's not what they want to hear. They want the 2 points. Obviously, when you get teams all around you, it's so packed. It's tight. Columbus wins again today, so what are they, 1 point back?
They're 1 point out, yep.
You had a chance to maybe not only go by the Canadiens, but close the gap on the Tampa Bay Lightning, who were in front of you. But, okay, back to the drawing board, back home on Thursday against Winnipeg. It's just these games are going to be tight. And that's the way that the Bruins... You want meaningful games at this time of year, we've got them. And, it leads to I mean, today was an exciting game. You don't like the outcome. You don't like the final. And, both of these games, like last night was 6 seconds ago? Today, 22 seconds to go. So it goes the full, almost overtime before a goal is finally scored. So glass half full, 4 out of 6 points. Glass half empty. You lose 2 games on this road trip, and you leave a couple points out there.
They now have the exact same record as the Detroit Red Wings. Both teams 37, 23, and 8. Don't forget they play in Detroit on Saturday night on a nationally televised game. But in between then, as you said, Winnipeg comes to TD Garden on Thursday night. Bruins would be well served to pick up a couple of points in that one. Service Credit Union and Charlie McAvoy have teamed up for his 73 Reasons campaign this season to donate $250,000 to cover heart screens and cancer screens for police and firefighters, donating $200 for every block shot and $1,000 for every shutout. Boston has 1,037 blocks and 2 shutouts, so Service Credit Union has donated $209,400. Learn more now at servicecu.org/73reasons. 3-2 overtime win for the Montreal Canadiens tonight. Back with the wrap-up next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The game is on. The crew's here. And the snack spread from Big Y? Oh, it's a thing of beauty. Wings that sauce the competition. Platters that get major play. And tossed pizzas for the whole team. And that impressive 30-inch super sub. Shout out to the experts at Big Y for the assist. Are they cheering for the game or for your snacks? My question exactly, sports fans. Big Y. Nicely done.
Need a new roof for your home or business? Then call East Coast Metal Roofing, lifetime guaranteed roofs, and get 10% off during their Spring into Savings event when you mention me, Felger. Call 844-611-ECMR or visit eastcoastmetalroofing.com.
At Service Credit Union, trust isn't just a value, it's their promise. A promise to stand with those who serve our communities every day. I'm Charlie McAvoy, and I'm proud to partner with Service Credit Union to support the health, safety, and financial well-being of first responders. With competitive rates, easy online banking, and personal service, Service Credit Union puts people before profits. Service Credit Union. Success built on trust, banking built on service. Become a member today at servicecu.org/73reasons and join thousands making a difference.
What's more Massachusetts than coffee and Keno? Whether you like it iced or hot, get your favorite cup, play your lucky Keno numbers, and follow all the action on the Mass Lottery app. Download it today. The Mass State Lottery. Must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly.
Travel doesn't just show students the world. It reveals who they can become. For many students, the barrier isn't curiosity, but cost. Hi, this is Greg Bottenhorn, CMO of JASB. We believe travel can change a student's life, and we're proud to partner with the Suddy Youth Foundation, helping students without the resources experience the world with their classmates. The Suddy Youth Foundation has impacted over 10,000 students and awarded $1.8 million in scholarships. If you're a teacher with a student who could benefit, or you'd like to donate, visit sytayouthfoundation.org, because all youth deserve the chance to see the world and their place in it.
Clog drain never happens at a good time. John Stewart Drain Cleaning with locations in Woburn and Norwood and a team of over 70 technicians on the road daily will solve your clog drain problem fast. John Stewart Drain Cleaning, on call since 1976. Visit johnstewart.com.
We get the job done. The Pats play on the Sports Hub.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station.
Brandon Bussey goes along the end boards, lost control of the puck, and came out in front. Charlie Coyle shot, got it blocked. There's a rebound and a score. Danton Heinen found it with Bussey still out of position, and the Blue Jackets get another.
Yeah, Columbus on a roll. 5-1 winners today over the Carolina Hurricanes. Other finals from around the NHL. Islanders 3-1 over the Toronto Maple Leafs. In the third period, Minnesota has a 3-2 lead over Chicago. 2-2 now. Just starting the third period. That game, Winnipeg taking on Nashville. Edmonton with a 3-1 lead over the San Jose Sharks. And the second, just starting the second period.
Columbus 15-2-4 since Rick Bowness took over as head coach. Montreal wins it 3-2 tonight in overtime over the Bruins. Shaw's and Star Market Foundation's Nourishing Neighbors Initiative sponsors our Feeding the Puck for Families campaign. For every helper on a Bruins goal, they donate another $100 to fight food insecurity. With 4 feeds tonight, that's another $400 to the Greater Boston Food Bank. Follow along at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck. Let's give you our 3 stars of the game. Third star, he was all over the ice tonight, made a huge defensive play in overtime and a couple of assists for former BU Terrier Lane Hudson. Gallagher, shoved by Pete. Hudson at the hash marks. Steps back out toward the center of the blue line. Still going toward the far side, shoots and scores. Anderson was in front of Swayman and looked like he got the tip. Montreal has tied it at 2. Hudson sets that one up in the second period. He had an assist on the game winner in overtime as well. Second star honors, pair of goals tonight for the Bruins. Pavel Zacha for a new career high, 22 on the season. Middlestat picks up